Well, hello and welcome everybody to the new health conversation. And in particular, I want to address the censors who monitor the community guidelines within TikTok. In the last day or so, we had a problem where you were interrupting our live, and I think it's a huge misunderstanding. So let me address you directly. First of all, everything that we're sharing is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So the only thing we're sharing with our audience is medical proof. I would say this, I can't find anybody else on all social media, not just TikTok, with one shred of medical evidence. They're all coming making claims about weight loss and health and all these things, but they don't have any proof. What we're doing is sharing with the audience exactly what's in these medical studies, what these people actually did. So that's number one. And you had said that there are dangerous substances or harmful substances that may interfere, it could be harmful to people in our lives. Again, nothing could be farther from the truth. First of all, this protocol is based on real food. It's based on food. There are no supplements, nothing like that. So that's number two. Number three, you had said that there's some kind of extreme diet and it was affecting body imaging, body dysphoria, etc. Again, this is not a diet, it's a detox. And secondly, the only thing we're showing to people have nothing to do with the amount or the body imaging. We're showing them the medical impact of why they're showing, why are they displaying so much bloating, which is really what's going on. And it's because they're storing chemicals inside their fat cells. And this protocol, which is proven and published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world, proves that it's helping the body remove these poisons. And that's why people are shrinking. It has nothing to do with vanity. It has nothing to do with body image. It's 100% based on the medical proof. Number three, you said that we were diverting people away from TikTok to go buy products. Again, that's not true. On our website, the only thing there is education. We have no products to sell. We don't sell products. We have no intention of selling products. There are no books on there. There's nothing. The only thing on there is the medical proof, and then if the people like what they see, they can scroll down, and then they actually get a free consultation and a free coach. Again, we're not aware of anybody else on all of social media that has one shred of medical evidence. This protocol is published in the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, in Nutrients, in the Nutrition Journal, in Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, one of the biggest medical journals in the world that dealt primarily with gut health. See, again, it's not a diet. I just think you're misinterpreting what we're saying. And we're giving everyone the opportunity. Also, all of this, everything that we're showing is available in the public domain. We also post it on our website. But again, let's clear it up. There are no harmful substances. It's not a diet. It's nothing to do with body dysphoria, body imaging. It has nothing to do with weight loss. It has nothing to do with vanity. It has nothing to do with any of that. Or body image. It absolutely does not. It has to do with the reason that we're so desperate as a world now to figure out how to lose weight. And everybody has the wrong approach until now. And there's no products. The researchers who created this, they don't have any products. They don't have a company. They're scientists. And they spent 40 years of their lives, over 100 studies to develop this, and then got published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So hopefully that makes sense to you censors, so we don't have any more interruptions in the lives. Well, hello everybody. Ray, hello Tenny, hello Miss Tweet, hello G. Elcano, Queen Asaya, and Anae, Lala, Pastor J, Yvonne, Nitos, and many, many more. So let's get into this right away, everybody. First of all, you can see she dropped 60 pounds in just 90 days safely, zero diets, no pills, this revolutionary real food detox. It's a detox, and we're going to talk about all that in just a moment. She added 6 to 9% lean muscle without a single workout, and she's kept it off for 9 years, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. The researchers who did this say this will make all diets obsolete, and they should know the people that invented this are the top weight loss, nutrition, physiologists in the world. They're scientists. There are no products involved here, by the way, no products. You're going to eat food in a completely new way of eating and different food sources that obviously you're not aware of or you would already be doing it. So what I like to do in the beginning to help everybody is good morning, Nitos, good morning. Hello, everybody. So if you'd like, here's the way first of all, you can see there, the new health conversation. It's a movement. It was started 23 years ago by one person. Well, and that one person was me. We've now helped, you ready for this, everybody? Over 500 to 600,000 people in 23 years. We've lost track because it's so many, but it could be more than 600,000. So we absolutely know what we're doing, and also everything that we're stating with you. So we have 600,000 pieces of data on men and women, like how tall are you, what's your current weight, and we'll show you based on the evidence from 600,000 people in this protocol how rapidly and safely you can lose weight, and it's not a diet. Please, everybody, get it out of your mind. It's not a diet, it's a detox. And the detox, one of the great side benefits is this unbelievable weight loss. I saw, a nice young man this morning on TikTok, proudly coming on. He was 497 pounds last week, and this week he's 493. He lost 4 pounds in a week. If you do the math on that, even if he keeps up his current pace and based on his height, et cetera, he probably needs to lose 200. He should be 200 pounds. So he's got almost 300 pounds to lose. You do it at 4 pounds a week. That's 75 weeks. That's over almost 7 years. Okay. You can see right there, she lost 60 pounds in 90 days. I mean, it's really sad that we're settling for these less than outcomes. Why? Because what else are we going to do? You're all counting calories. You're all on diets. You're doing keto or paleo or Mediterranean or time-restricted eating or whatever it is. But the problem with that is none of them work long-term, and those are not my opinions. We've got evidence after evidence showing you that diets are dead. Here's Harvard Medical School. Stop counting calories. They said the idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. It's exactly what these researchers ended up doing. They have nothing to do with Harvard. Nothing. This has nothing to do. All I'm saying is that Harvard Medical School recognizes that what we're doing is a miserable failure. It's not working. I mean, I credit all of you for going on these diets, and maybe you've lost 15, 20, 50, 60 pounds. I don't care what it is. But then we look at something like Medicare, a huge study, Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. That's Medicare saying that. And here's why. Our researchers at Medicare studied the long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether any diet is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there is little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. That's Medicare telling you essentially that 2/3 of you, no matter what you think, you're going to gain more weight than you lost. Now, I hope that makes you angry. And I don't blame all the people that you're following. They really believe this nonsense. Well, 550 years ago, the smartest people in the world all believed one thing. What was that? The world's flat. When it comes to our health, nutrition, and weight loss, the problem is the majority believe the world is flat. Thank God these researchers, after 40 years, over 100 studies, thousands of people, they came to the same conclusion that Medicare did, that diets just don't work. In 40 years, they never found a diet where people lost weight and kept it off long term. And 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. And worse, of all the weight people lost when they analyzed it, 25 to 40% of every pound you're losing is your lean muscle mass, which is slowing down your metabolism. And that's going to cause you to gain all your weight back and more. It also slows down your own immune system. So literally, you're in a position now where you're making yourself unhealthy by being on any of these diets. For some of you, this is probably going to make you mad. People come on and call me up and say, man, oh, look, someone's backing me up here. You're absolutely correct. Biological sciences major here. Okay, we're getting some support from the medical community, from researchers. This is great. This is really great. So, whether it's Gigi or Lala or Tally or Liz or any of you, or Black Beetlejuice. I'm going to sneeze, everybody. Hold on. So, oh, sorry. You know it's live. Okay, anyway, we all know it's live now. It's pre-recorded. I just sneezed. Anyway, what I'd like to do, I'm going to ask you if you would like me to do this for you. So again, let's back up. The New Health Conversation started 23 years ago by me. We've now helped about 600,000 people in 23 years using this protocol. We have a really great handle on, we can tell you pretty accurately if you're a woman or a man. We can't tell you that, you know that, but woman or man, what your current height and your current weight will tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. Here's what I'll give you a clue. Most men and women on this lose as much weight in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. Now, if you don't believe me, if you come on and you'll tell me, again, male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. It's going to blow your mind. You're probably not going to believe it, okay? But the point is that we have the data to back it up. This is not a diet. Let me give you just a short preview. Do you all believe we're living in a toxic world? Do you all believe that you're toxic? Because you are. We now know, for example, in study after study, that breathing, we're drinking, we're eating chemicals like herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon. And as those are entering the body, the brain, to protect you, takes those chemicals, those poisons, they're poisons, some of them, and stuffs them inside your visceral fat. So again, back to the sensors, the bloating that people complain about has nothing to do with body image, has nothing to do with body dysphoria. It has to do with the fact that the body, in essence, is warning us, it's showing us, it's telling us something's wrong. That bloating that you're experiencing is referencing, is letting you know you're storing chemicals inside those fat cells. And here's another big myth. There's no such thing as burning fat on a diet or exercise. You can Google it. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and those fat cells expand and contract over your lifetime. Now, I'm not just some person up here talking, okay? And I'm not telling you this to impress you, but impress upon you. We're the only ones that have real science. I mean, real science. And when I talk about real science, what you're talking about is this protocol is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. You're all following these nice people. I see them on, they're telling you things like time-restricted eating. You're going to lose 20 pounds in a month, and most of it's fat. Sadly, that's a complete lie. There's no such thing as burning, as losing fat. The only way you can get rid of fat in your body is through surgery or liposuction. So that lie right there discounts everything else. And also something like time-restricted eating has absolutely been outed as no different than just counting calories. So this nonsense about you fast for 16 hours and eat for 8 has no impact on the overall weight loss when you just compare it with just a normal diet. That's just fabricated. It's just nonsense. And I have the proof here from a Harvard Medical School. Time-restricted eating, the popular 16-8 method where you fast 16 hours and eat for 8 in an 8-hour window, is often touted as a superior approach to weight loss and health compared to simple calorie restriction. However, the growing body of scientific evidence from randomized trials and meta-analysis proves that any benefits from time-restricted eating are due to the calorie deficit it creates rather than the timing itself. I mean, this is nonsense. And diets are miserable failures, miserable. I just read to you from Medicare that 2/3 of you, whatever diet you're on right now, you're going to gain more weight than you lost. But there's study after study. Here's another big study, why you shouldn't count calories. Our researchers found that the truth is calorie counting is a terrible approach for weight loss. While counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short run, the approach has never been proven to keep it off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count or restrict their calories gain back more weight than they lost. So again, 2/3 of you, you're on a diet to gain weight. I hope this makes you mad. It should make you mad, because we're still being told this dog water nonsense. And they don't understand what they're doing. They're telling you to do something that's making you unhealthy. And they're telling you 2/3 of you are pretty much guaranteed you're going to weigh more than when you started. Why are you on the diet in the first place? Do you all understand this? Do you understand? So again, I'd like for anybody who would like to, excuse me, if you'd like to tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly. Look, you can see it right there. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. And don't tell me it's a different woman, and 2 different women. This is the daughter of a friend of mine. I don't need to Photoshop anything. My reputation is too important to me. But she's not the only one. If you look at someone that only had 30 pounds to lose, Kristen here, hold on. Look at this, everybody. She lost 21 pounds in 30 days. Like I said, that poor guy I was looking at this morning, 497 pounds last week, and he's 493 this week, 4 pounds in a week. I mean, congratulations. But it's going to be 7 years before he'd lose the weight based on how slowly he's losing the weight. At 497 pounds, and you only can lose 4 pounds in a week? Are you kidding me? She averaged 5 pounds a week. Look at that. Do the math. But she's not the only one. If you look at Julie, this is outstanding. This is not typical. This is the high end of, but still, 35 pounds in 37 days. That's like 7 pounds a week. But look at how much her body shrank. See, that has nothing to do with body dysphoria or body image. That's the detox. That's showing how healthy she's becoming. And then this gentleman here is 65 years old. His name is Curtis. Look at this, everyone. 40.8 pounds and 52.5 inches in just 30 days. But look at his blood work, his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4, triglycerides 242 to 124. That's in 30 days. You think any diets ever produced anything like that? It's not even close. Now, all right. I'm 165 and I'm 88 kilos. Okay, let me look that up on my chart here. Here's my chart. So you're 165. So you're 5'5", and you're about 100. Okay, so we would want you to be Michelle based on our numbers after. Remember, we've done 23 years, 600,000 people. So averages. This is the averages, Michelle, on this at your height. Okay, she's 5'5". She's 180. We'd want her to be about 5'5". Yeah, we want you to be about 60 kilos. That's 28 kilos. So let me walk you through it, Michelle. So first of all, in the first 4 days, you'll be down 2 to 3 kilos easily. Within 30 days, you should be at 78 kilos. Within, let's say by Christmas, you're going to be very close to about 68 kilos. And to get down to 60 kilos easy by the second or third week in January. Give me a comment, Michelle. How excited would you be about those numbers? And I'm assuming you're somewhere in the EU, because when you're giving me centimeters, typically, now the only reason I tell you that we offer free coaching on this, 100% free coaching. But if you fill the form out to get the coach, you need to put in your WhatsApp phone number if you're outside of the continental United States, Canada, Mexico, or Puerto Rico. So I'm assuming you're somewhere maybe you're in Canada, it could be, but most of the time when they show kilograms and centimeters, it's in Europe. Not that that's a problem, because fortunately it is available in the EU. It's not available everywhere. It isn't. Okay, I found okay, you're 180 and you're 5 feet. Okay, again, you want to be about 100 pounds. That's 80 pounds. Lahiwa. And if I mispronounce your name, I apologize in advance. Okay, but let me go over this with you. So in the first 4 days, you're going to lose like 6 pounds. So look at it this way. Within a month, so right around a little bit after Thanksgiving, you should be easily 165. By Christmas, you're going to be closer to 145. So that gives you 45 pounds to lose. Normally on this leave, just to give you an idea, by the end of February, early March, you'll be close to 100 pounds. Tell me how excited you'd be. Everybody, put it in the chat. Michelle, tell me how excited you'd be about the numbers I just gave you. Now, everybody, I'm not just guessing. We've worked with 600,000 people over 23 years. So when I tell you these numbers, and they're conservative numbers, it doesn't mean you couldn't lose more. You look at this lady who's the daughter of a friend of mine. I mean, you can see the averages there, right? But again, Archie baby, you have detox. Okay, so Archie baby. Yeah, Michelle Liu, 2 years ago, was 177. Well, obviously, it looks like you've lost 12 kilos in 2 years. I mean, it's just really sad, because you can see what you can do in just a few months and change your whole life. But Archie baby, when you say a detox, what do you think you did to detox? Because this is the only protocol in the world that's ever been proven to be a detox. I'm not aware of any. I mean, I'm open. I want to learn. But tell me, what did you do to think you detox? And you stayed vegan while doing 75 hard, didn't lose not but 1 pound. I have lipedema. What do I do? Well, obviously not do what you did, but I need to know what you did in order to be. Uh, Leah, I just went over that with you. Where you should be. I mean, 130, sir, from where you are now, that's exciting, but that's at your height and weight, you should be right around 100 pounds, and we can get you there. Just, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's a huge deal to you, but not to us. We're so used to it, right? Michelle, I mean, would you be unhappy if we got you to 100 pounds and you were in great shape? See, look at this. Look at this lady here. Here's a good example of, now, granted, she lost 35 pounds in 37 days, but I want you to look at her body. No loose skin. This is a detox. She's shrinking. See, what I need to explain, I guess, to all of you is that what does it mean to be toxic? Because you're all toxic, including me, Lua, Michelle, Archie, baby, Era. So again, I need Archie, baby. I need to know what you did, what you think you did as far as the detox goes. But so let me explain to you what's going on and why you have loose skin. Because on all these diets, I don't care what it is, 25 to 40% of what you're losing is lean muscle mass. When you lose, see, muscle is the structure that holds all your everything else up, right? Well, when you lose 40% of your lean muscle, you're taking that structure away. That skin just sags. That's what's happening. See, you don't add fat cells. See, this is the fallacy behind diets and all this crazy stuff they talk about, body image. No, it's simply your body warning you that you're storing chemicals inside what's called your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is the fat around your organs. And as the body puts those chemicals in there, those fat cells expand. That's why you all complain about the bloating that you all have. You got it? This is proven medically proven to remove these poisons from us. There is no other, at least that I'm aware of, with even one shred of medical evidence. Maybe hyperbole, but no evidence at all. So again, Archie, I'm just curious, and I don't know if you're a man or woman, how tall you are, your current weight, and I'll tell you how rapidly. Well, you can see her. She averaged 5 pounds a week. I mean, come on, you lost 1 pound doing all that stuff. I guess what you did didn't work. Just my opinion, but I'm sure you're very disappointed in how hard you work to produce almost no result at all. And this is a detox. It has nothing to do with counting calories. It's not a diet. It's a detox. So again, Archie, if you want to tell me, man or woman, how tall you are and your current weight. Now, listen, Archie, I'm not making things up. We've helped 600,000 people, not 600 people, not 6,000, not 60,000, 600,000 over 23 years. We know what we're doing. And the numbers that I'm giving you are based on that amount of data, and they're conservative numbers. You could lose even more than that. You could lose it faster. But I'd rather underpromise than overperform. Lynn, I'm going to go over that in just a moment, I promise. I'm just trying to get Archie, unless, Lynn, if you want to tell me how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you on this how rapidly you can lose weight, and it's not even a weight loss program. The detox is, what they've figured out is how to trigger our own body's naturally built-in detox mechanism that actually goes off every night for all of us as long as we don't eat too late. Once we go to sleep, or before we go to sleep, our body's all but suspended digestion. Once that happens, the body automatically turns on a natural mechanism called autophagy when the body gets rid of dead cells. But that process is not strong enough because of the lack of what it takes to do this, to have your body remove those chemicals. You need huge amounts of nutrition in really small amounts of food. And you can't do it even with organic or with what you would call whole foods. So the researchers who did this, they went to these blue zones. Maybe you've heard of them, where people living to be 100 years old and no one's overweight and no one gets sick for the most part, right? And they found what the secret was. Number one, those people had much smaller amounts of food, but concentrated only on the amount of nutrition, and they detoxed every couple months. And they were able to do it. Let me give you the simple explanation. The simple explanation that's on this protocol, only 30% of the food you would eat is from your grocery store. You get a grocery list: proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. There are no products to buy here. There are no products. There are no pills, lotions, potions, no nothing like that. And again, for the sensors, we have no products to sell because there aren't any products. You're basically going to get a grocery list that you take to your grocery store for proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables based on serving sizes, not amount of calories. No calorie counting even on this. The other 70%, and here's what makes it work and why you could never do it, even if you did, you think you're doing all organic or vegan or whatever you're trying. The other 70% of the food you would actually buy, if you took your food budget for a month, take 30% of those dollars, that's all you're going to spend at the grocery store. The other 70% of those dollars would go towards these foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represent huge amounts of nutrition in very small amounts of food, which is the key to make this thing work. So what they did, the researchers, by the way, the people who created this, they're rated the top weight loss, nutrition physiologists in the world. They had done 100 studies over 40 years on every diet out there and came to one conclusion. They never, ever found a diet in 40 years because they were paid to analyze diets. That's what they do. They never found one where people lost weight and kept it off, and 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. And 25 to 40% of any weight you think you're losing on any diet is your lean muscle mass. And the result of that is slowing down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. But worse, you also, by losing lean muscle, you slow down your own immune system. So you're literally, whatever diet you're on now, you're not only are 2/3, you're going to weigh more than when you started, but you're going to make yourselves unhealthy by the very diet. Now that may make you mad. I don't care. The science is the science. None of this is my opinion, by the way. This is proven medically, right? So the researchers, when they put this together, they knew that one of the secrets would be, we've got to be able to give the body, it's almost impossible. How can we give you less food by serving size that has more nutrition? Well, they weren't sure it was going to work, but they were willing to try. So they went, here's what they did. 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. She started only with these exotic foods around the world that the researchers have called the world's most perfect meals from a nutritional standpoint. And those foods represented very small amounts of food, but huge amounts of nutrition. So that was breakfast, lunch from the grocery store list that you would get, but only 30% of what you spent last month you consumed would come from your grocery store. Dinner from the grocery store, and a 4th meal after dinner, these exotic foods around the world. You do that 5 days a week. And this is until you lose your weight. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. Here's the detox. On those days, on 2 days a week, she ate 8 times a day. She was eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. The diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. People who weighed 400 pounds weren't hungry. If I can teach you anything, it's this. Your body has never counted a calorie in your entire lifetime. Your body has no idea what calories are. You're counting calories, but your body can't and doesn't. The only way you've ever been hungry in your life has never been for calories. It's been for nutrition. And that's what these researchers figured out was the key. So now they had her do this protocol, right? Or all these people, a whole bunch of people in the studies, they all had the same result. They proved it was a detox. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis and proved unequivocally this was pulling these poisons out of the fat cells, and that's why she shrank, and that's why many of you think it's a different woman. It's actually the daughter of a friend of mine. We didn't Photoshop a damn thing. But also what they found, so number one, they proved medically it was a detox. 2, people's hunger came down 60% in a month. 3rd, diabetics on this cut their insulin by 50% in a month, and more importantly, inflammation, which plagues all of us, came down 25% in a month. You've got to understand this is the most advanced medical research that's ever been done on health, nutrition, and weight loss. And notice weight loss is last because that's like a given. On this protocol, that's not the big deal. I mean, for most of us it is. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. Kept it off for 23 years. That's a pretty big deal to me. But the medical improvements in people, blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all came down dramatically. Heck, we got people on this with no thyroids that have their thyroids removed medically, surgically, or radiated out. We have people with no gallbladders. We have people with PCOS, perimenopause. I mean, it's not a diet. It's about maximizing your health potential within your own body, utilizing what? Hippocrates had it right 2,500 years ago when he said what? Make food your medicine. That's what's going on here in essence. It is your body that's the miracle. It's your body that can do this. But the approach you're using by calories in, calories out, diet and exercise, 10,000 steps, all that stuff, none of it's working. None of it. I mean, I've got oodles of medical studies showing, well, at best on these things, to give you an idea, they did a 1-year study in the Journal of the American Medical Association, and they looked at 48 studies, 7,286 people, and they named all the major diets in this study called Comparison of Weight Loss Among Named Diet Programs in Overweight and Obese Adults. You know what they found in 12 months on all these diets? On some of the diets in a year, people only managed to lose 11 pounds in a year. The most amount of weight anybody lost in a year was 16 pounds, and 25 to 40% of what they lost was lean muscle mass. And then you look at something like the shots, and we're not against the shots, and they just made them cheaper this week, and more people are going to go on the shots. But let's look at let's look at the real medical proof. And I want to do a contrast for you here. So this is the New England Journal of Medicine, 68 weeks. That's a year and 4 months, okay? I'm going to read from the study. See, we don't make up things. Again, back to the censors. The only thing we're sharing with the audience is medical proof that's in the public domain, okay? After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds, and of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. Now, a diabetic needs the shot. People morbidly obese, maybe it's going to help you. But like I'm telling you here, 32 pounds in 68 weeks. She lost 21 pounds in a month and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. Or if you look at Julie over here, she lost more weight in 37 days than they did in 68 weeks. And this has no side effects. And this is based on food. Again, censors, there's no products. This isn't a diet. It's not some extreme diet. It's eating new foods in a new way, in a new pattern that's going to change the world. Oh, and I didn't tell all of you about how are they maintaining it. Simple. Like this morning before I came to the studio, I had the world's most perfect meal for breakfast. I'll have lunch, noon, and then I'll have dinner tonight. So 3 meals a day. And then every 2 months, I do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because the chemicals aren't going on vacation. I will challenge any of you. You show me anybody on all of social media with one shred of medical evidence. And there's lots of really nice people and really smart people. There's MDs and there's PhDs and there's chiropractors and there's dietitians and nutritionists. But how come they don't have any medical proof at all about what they're telling you to do? And then we have someone like Johns Hopkins Medical School telling us, here it is. Johns Hopkins Medical School study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. They estimate 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese in 4 years. Does that sound to you like diets are working? Does that sound like whatever you're doing is working? Because it's not. Noel, wow, everybody, we're very lucky we have this. I'll tell you all in a minute. Noel, we're neutral on it. We're saying if you want to do it, go ahead. But the problem with the GLP-1, I can tell you, is that 100% of the people in the medical, every person's losing 40% of the lean muscle. So if you stop it for any reason, you're going to start gaining about a half a pound a day. So we are working with people that are on the shots because they're terrified of losing lean muscle, which they all are. I just read to you, Noel, I just read to you from the New England Journal of Medicine, the #1 medical journal in the world. And unfortunately, they're saying this is clinically relevant reduction in body weight. 32 pounds in 68 weeks? Really? Now, let's go back to the beginning. Now, you're all in for a tremendous treat. I didn't have any idea she was going to be on this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the cover of Women's World, the #1 women's magazine in the world. This is the June 9th issue this year. So June 9th, 2025. You can look it up online. The two women there are mom and daughter. The daughter is a nurse. The mom, she's 57 years old, and she lost 54 pounds, and she's kept it off for her mom, who's 81, lost 110 pounds. They both have kept it off for 3.5 years. And I had the great privilege to actually coach both these women. And she's on TikTok with us right now. You can see her there, Cindy, the detox. She's saying this is not a yo-yo plan. I've sustained my weight for 3.5 years. I love this protocol. It builds lean muscle mass. Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you. maintain my six-pack for over, oh, another person saying that. Thank you, Peter. So if any of you would like to ask her a question, it's live. She's here right now. Ask her. So again, we have the opportunity to talk to the lady in the blue dress. I had no idea she was going to come on. They really, this has been amazing what it's done. They wrote a full 2-page article. You can see it here. New Protein Miracle Diet. That they both, you can see them there on, my fingers are on them. There you go. And she's on, the lady in the blue top is on right now. So again, if any of you want to ask a question, she's right there. So who else would like to ask a question? Well, at least we have 2,800 likes. We don't have very many people watching us, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. It doesn't deter me in my pursuit to bring the knowledge to the world. I mean, seriously, I'd love for anybody to give me a comment. I mean, do you really think whatever diet you're on now is going to work long term? Because all the evidence says that 2/3 of you, whatever diet you're on, you're going to end up weighing more than you do now. So I didn't discover it. It wasn't discovered by me. It was actually a diabetic chemist invented this like 25 years ago. And it's evolved over the years. And then these incredible, really the ones that sort of discovered it were they're considered the top weight loss nutrition researchers in the world. And what they did, they tweaked it because it wasn't just a matter of these nutrients, which that were always part of it. These nutrients that came from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that represented, and even today, what you would do, there's no products. There's nothing to buy other than food, but only 30% from your grocery store and 70% from these exotic. But what these researchers that ended up getting this protocol that they invented, so they took these ingredients, let's say that, and as you all know, you can have the same ingredients. You can go to an Italian restaurant. I love like chicken parmesan. And one restaurant, I eat the chicken parm and the chicken's dry, and the other one is perfect. So it's the recipe that matters, what temperature. I'm using that as an example. And so what happened is that they took this to a whole new level, and they realized that the key was not just what you were consuming, but how and when and what the portion sizes were, all of which, by the way, Saved by Grace, you would get. We offer you a free website. The website is free to go there. There's nothing to buy. If you do go there, you can see it in red at the very top, the New Health Conversation, or you see it right above her picture in blue, the New Health Conversation. Excuse me, either one of those. If you go there, we won't contact you. Again, for the censors, there's no products to buy. So we're not diverting people away from TikTok to go buy products because there are no products. You basically would Saved by Grace, you'd get a grocery list that you would take to your grocery store. But that would only be 30%. Whatever you spent last month on groceries, you'd only spend 30% this month at your grocery store. That leaves you 70% of your budget to buy these other exotic, not from us, we have nothing to sell you. And then the way you consume the food is everything. They invented a new way of eating called protein pacing. You can actually Google it. You can go to Google and look it up. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. I understand for most of you, this is really, you either think it's BS or we're making things up. But what separates us from everybody else on the whole internet is this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the year, in the world. And so it's safe, it's real, it's not a diet. If you're looking for a diet, there's plenty of nice people on TikTok that'll give you diets that are miserable, miserable failures in the long run. Well, unless you think, according to Medicare, that 2/3 of you, on whatever diet you're on, you're going to gain more weight than you lost. How's that sound? Pretty good? Well, Shano, basically what we do is that we have a lot of people, the parts of the program, that one of their big concerns is losing lean muscle mass. So we're working a lot of them that are on the shot to minimize the amount of lean muscle that they've lost. But I'll give you an example. Sheena. If you're on the shot now, I'm just curious if you are, how tall you are, how much you weigh currently, and on this, how much weight have you lost over what period of time? Because I'll blow your mind with the difference. So if you want to put that in the chat, I'll give you a real update, and then you make a decision. Do you think you want to stay on the shot compared to this? We're not talking people out of the shots because it's helping diabetics and helping people that are morbidly obese. But the weight loss is really very insignificant compared to this, So if you want to put that in, I'll tell you. And all of you understand the lady in the blue is a nurse in Women's World, which is the #1 medical journal in the world, her and her mom. And the story is she lost over 50 pounds in like 3 months. Her mom has lost 110 pounds in less than a year, and they both kept it off for 3.5 years. See, the thing about this, it's sustainable. And the reason to do it is not to lose weight. Yes. But Grace, if you go to the website, we're not going to contact you. The thing that's on there that would impress you, look, she's saying, so the nurse is talking to all of you now in the blue, the lady in the blue. She's telling you, we had tried everything, nothing worked until we found this. Back to you, Saved by Grace. On the website, the only thing there is the medical proof, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. And if you like what you see, because we will not contact, Grace, if you go there, we don't contact people. Why? Because we have the medical proof. Why do we need to convince you? But if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free consultation, Grace. And if you do decide to do it, you get the coaching is 100% free. There's no gimmicks, there's no tricks, there's no other shoe. We all got coached. So for example, yeah, see, it took you 6 months to lose what she lost in 3 months. Do you see it right there, Sheena? But let me show you a diabetic. This will blow your mind. This gentleman's 65 years old, Sheena. You ready for this? 40 pounds and 52.5 inches in 30 days. But Sheena, look at his A1C in 30 days from 8.4 to 6.4. Look at his triglycerides, 242 to 124. That's in a month, Sheena, in a month. Give me a comment. What do you say about that? You're a diabetic. Look at those numbers. Tell me what you think. Tell everybody what you think. And Cindy's a nurse. She'll tell you. She's got all kinds of diabetic clinics, and this thing is, he was able to cut his insulin by 50%, Sheena, in a month. 50%. So not only did he drop it from 8, well, you know, is that drop? Where's your current A1C? Sheena, I mean, you got to understand, you're not doing this to lose weight. That's just a bonus. That's a throw-in. If your A1C is out of the diabetic range now, look, she's telling you, Sheena, as a nurse, I've never seen anything like this make such a difference so fast. That's the thing. So, Sheena, I'm confused. So, are you out of range as far as A1C in a good way or a bad way? Because obviously this, you can imagine how this helped him. But look at, he lost 40 pounds in a month. 40 pounds in a month. I mean, you're averaging 10 pounds a month. He averaged 10. Look, do the math. He did 10 pounds a week. 10 pounds a week. Yeah, Grace, do you understand the website? Here's where you can go. And again, we will not contact you, I swear on my kids' lives. The new health. Here it is. I'm typing it for you to go to if you want. The new health conversation. See it right there in white, the new health conversation? That's where you can go. R.J. Reeves, it's a detox. It's not a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting, nothing. And people are losing weight literally in 4 days. It would take you 6 weeks on a diet, and they're maintaining it. And it's the only, now here's the thing about it. J. Ray's, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. There's no other weight loss protocol, health program in the world that's published in even one peer-reviewed human trial medical study. So number one, it's safe, and number two, everything that I'm sharing with you is what they did in the medical studies. I mean, I'll shock you if you want, if you tell me male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight. I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight. You'll probably think I'm making it up, but I'm not making up anything. I mean, she dropped 60 pounds in 90 days. And that's the daughter of a friend of mine, even though people think we switch women. We don't have to do that. We're scientists. We only present scientific proof and scientific evidence. So Jay Rays, if you want to do that, or anybody else, if you'll tell me how you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly. Okay, Sheena, 5 for current. Okay, that's not that bad, Sheena. Okay, I said, all right. So Sheena, let me blow your mind. You're 5'4", currently 189. Okay, we'd want you to be no more than 120. That's 69 pounds. Sheena, brace yourself. The first 4 days, you're going to lose 6 to 8 pounds. Easily within a month, you'll be at 169. Within by Christmas, you're going to probably be around 150, and 150 down to 120, 30 pounds. Sheena, this will blow your mind. Easily by February 1st, you should be 120. Tell me how you would feel about that. And you already saw what happens to the A1C, but it's not just A1C, Sheena. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all came down dramatically. And here's the big one, Sheena. Inflammation, which me and you and everybody's plagued by. It came down 25% a month. And she's maintained it for 9 years. 9 years. So Sheena, what do you think? Okay, I'm a little under 5 feet and I'm 144. Okay, we'd want you to be no more than 100. You're going to lose in the first 4 days about 5 pounds. I would say within 30 days, you should be about 128 by, I mean, this is crazy, I know, but Christmas, there's no reason at all you won't be like 118. 18 pounds to go based on your height and weight. There's no reason by middle of February you'll be 100 pounds. Iced Angel, tell me how excited you'd be about that. And that's with no calorie counting. And that's with no exercise. Now you can exercise if you want to. None of them exercise. They actually wear Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. So let me give you someone, Ice Angel, closer to you. This young woman here had 30 pounds to lose. Look at that. She lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days. And understand something. When I'm giving you all these numbers, the New Health Conversation, which is a movement, there are no products, there's nothing to buy. It's a medical website. It was started 23 years ago by one person. Oh, that was me. We've now helped, you ready for this? 600,000 people. So for all of you, any number I'm giving you is based on the data that we have over 23 years on 600,000 people. So I'm not just pulling numbers out of the air. This is really typical. This isn't anything spectacular. You want to see spectacular? How about 35 pounds in 37 days? How about that? Well, 120, you'll get there like in 5 or 6 weeks. I mean, that's nothing. And again, tap on the screen to give me support. That's wonderful. But Island Angel, I'm telling you, based on the real statistics, you're easily going to get to one. That's only 24 pounds. I'm telling you, you get there in 5 or 6 weeks. So before Christmas, you could be at 120. To Island Angel, how much would that excite you? No, I'm a little bit worried. Island Angel, because it's not available in the Caribbean, it's not available in South America, it's not available in Africa, it's not available in the South, it's available in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, and the EU. That's it. It's not available anywhere else in the world. I have nothing to do with that because we don't have anything to sell you. So again, that's important you understand. All right, so now Yvonne. Hello, Yvonne, 5 feet, 220. Okay, again, Yvonne, we'd want you to be close to 100 pounds. That's going to be 120 pounds lost. Get ready, Yvonne. The first 4 days, you'll be down between 6 and 10 pounds in 4 days. Easily in a month, you'll be probably under 200. I'd say more like 195, 196. Within 2 months, so a little bit after Christmas, think of the Christmas gift to give yourself. you'll probably be about 172. So you got 72 pounds to go. So look at it this way: January, February, March. By March, you should be 100 pounds. I'm not kidding you. We see it all the time. Well, look, she lost. Now, granted, you're not going to lose that much weight that fast. This is. And by the way, all the pictures I'm showing you, no one was allowed to exercise. No exercise involved. But anyway, just tell me how excited you'd be about that, Yvonne, to get down there, and you're going to keep it off. And the website, and we shouldn't lose any muscle mass. Sheena, they gained 6 to 9% lean muscle. Look at her. Look at Julie. 30. Look at, there's no loose skin. Look at that. Do you see that? Island Angel and everybody else, do you see that? There's no diet. It's not a diet. There's nothing to do with dieting. Let's keep. Good, Island Angel. And no, you're going to gain lean muscle with no exercise. Yvonne, give me a comment. What do you think about those numbers I just shared with you, Yvonne? Come on, tell me. I get really excited when people are excited. And Yvonne, understand, you're not an experiment. The data I'm giving you is from 600,000 people. You think I'm just making a number up to appease you? No, we don't do that. And I'm giving you very conservative numbers, all of you. I'll tell you this right now. Most of you, it's nothing. You'll lose as much weight in 4 days as 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. Like I said this morning, I was watching, there was a nice young man. Last week he was 497 pounds and he was all excited about his weigh-in. This week he was 193. He lost 4 pounds in a week and he weighs almost almost 700 pounds. That's so sad. Do the math. At 4 pounds a week, and he needs to lose, really, he's 697. He needs to lose, my God, 697, 400 be 297. I mean, he's got to lose like 500 pounds. At that rate, it would take him 100 weeks. 100 weeks. God love him. I mean, I hope he can stick with it, but see, that's sad. On our program, he'd probably lose 30 pounds a week. I'm not kidding you, maybe 40 pounds a week. We've seen it before. So, Island Angel, that would be awesome. Good. I'd love that. Now, look, it's amazing. How do we get started? Right here, everybody. You go to this website. Hold on. The new, can everybody read it at the bottom? And then I'm going to go more into detail, I promise. Okay, hold on. And by the way, we have at the website that I'm giving you, there's nothing to buy there. There's no products. But if you go there, listen carefully, you can scroll down. You get a free consultation. How much is the consultation? $0. And free coaching the whole time. How much is the coaching? $0. You're buying nothing from us. You're buying nothing from the coaches. The only thing you're buying, 30% of your food's going to come from the grocery store. I'll explain that in a moment. And the other 70%, no grocery store in the world sells these foods that come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. Now, why is it limited to only 30% of what you're going to buy at your grocery store, wherever you are in the world? And that would be organic, or what you call whole foods. Because the food around the world now is becoming more and more nutritionally insufficient, right? And I'm going to tell all of you something that'll probably make you mad. I hope it does. There's no such thing as counting calories. It's total nonsense. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted. I'll prove it to you. Can anybody give me the medical definition of a calorie? I've done over 1,000 podcasts. I've had 15 people ever give me the actual definition of what a calorie is. Your body doesn't know what they are. Your body doesn't count calories, and your body doesn't run on calories. You're alive because of 3 things: air, water, and not calories, nutrition. And the only time you've ever been hungry in your life, for some of you that are struggling, that are 200-300 pounds, whatever, your hunger is coming not from lack of calories. Your hunger is coming from lack of nutrition. And the researchers who created this for all of us, including me, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what should impress you. That's what should be exciting to all of you. It's not a diet. Again, to the censors, this is not a diet. It's not about body dysphoria. It's not about body imaging. The reason you experience all the bloating on your body, you think it's because you gained weight and you've added fat. Total misconception. You're born with the same number of fat cells you die with, and your fat cells can only expand and contract in your lifetime. So that's the really good news. So when you see how much she shrank and the other people, it's a result of the body's own ability, given the right environment and the right nutrition, to remove chemicals from your body, and you shrink. And in the place, every one of these people wore a Fitbit, but they also measured. They all gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass, and no one was allowed to exercise. And the coaches will go over all this with you. The coaches will give you a grocery list. You get it free. You take it to your grocery store. And if people say, how much is it? Take your total food budget last month, only 30% you're going to need to spend at your grocery store. That leaves you 70% to buy these other exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, from the researchers. So you got two different grocery stores. Look at it that way. One's virtual and one is your local grocery store. This is not a joke, everybody. And then to top that off, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. Again, to the censors, it's completely safe. It's not a diet. And all we're doing is sharing the foods that they consumed in the studies and how they consumed them, when they consumed, and what the amount they consumed. I'm going to go into that in just a second. But so far, does everybody understand this? So Angel or Sheena or Yvonne, do you all understand this now? And you all can go to that website, The New Health Conversation, to see the medical proof. There's nothing there to buy. We will not contact you. If you go to that website, we're not going to contact you. Now, the reason for that is simple. That's the medical proof. Why we don't have anything more to add than that. And if you like what you see, scroll all the way down and you'll get a free coach. You get a free consultation and a free coach. Now, let me tell you one other thing. If you go there, it'll say 100% money back guarantee. So I don't want to, that's a little confusing because 30% of the dollars you're going to spend are from your grocery store. They're not going to refund in the first 30 days if it doesn't work, say. But the other 70% that you're going to buy from the exotic locations, they'll give you all your money back if it doesn't work. I mean, the 70% of what you spent. So you have no risk. Show me anybody else on social media that's giving you, 70% of your money back if it doesn't work. Look, nothing's 100%. I would never tell you that. But it's so rare when anybody wants a refund because this is so effective. Are you all trying to tell me? Basically, you can lose as much weight in a month as it would take you a year on any diet. Those are the numbers. It's based on medical studies. And I'll prove it to you because here's a study done in the Journal of the American Medical Association for 12 months. And the study comparison of weight loss among named diet programs in overweight and obese adults. They looked at 48 different studies, 7,286 people over 12 months. Here are the pitiful weight loss numbers. On some of the diets in 12 months, people only managed to lose 11 pounds in a year. The most anybody lost was 16 pounds in a year, and of the weight they lost, 25 to 40% was lean muscle mass. She lost, you can see there, she averaged 20, so she lost 60 pounds in a year. They lost 16 pounds in a year. So she lost 4 times more than they lost, and she lost it in 3 months. Diets don't work. You can think, you can get mad at me, you can, whatever you think, you're doing carnivore or keto or paleo or count your macros. It's all nonsense. There's not one shred of evidence to back it up. And again, I never want you to believe me and think, oh, he's just making things up. This is BS. No, because, for example, I know I read it before. I'm going to repeat it again. Here's Medicare. Medicare, everybody, trying to bring healthcare costs down. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of people on any diet regained more weight than they lost. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. And then we had Harvard Medical School. Stop counting calories. This is Harvard Medical School. Here's what they said. The idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said. It's time to concentrate on what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. And that's what these researchers did, and they have nothing to do with Harvard, so don't get misconstrue what I'm saying. But do you really believe? When we're talking, Johns Hopkins Medical School study predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans will be overweight or obese in 4 years. Well, that's all of you on this podcast. 86% of you are going to be overweight or obese in 4 years. And whatever diet you're on now, you may temporarily lose some weight, and then you gain it all back and more. Look, we're in a crisis. Don't you get it? And what are we all doing now? People are thinking, well, it's New Year's resolution. I'm going to go on a diet the first of the year, and you're looking for the new diet. Go to Barnes & Noble, look at how many diets we have. Did you ever wonder if any of those diets worked? Why do we keep adding diet after diet after diet after diet? Because no one's ever come up with a solution until now. And the big thing here, this is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So I know we have new people on here and off all the time, but if you're on here and you'd like to know, so Yvonne, are you excited? Island Angel, are you excited about going and seeing the medical proof? So Andrea, thank you. Follow the live creator like that. Veranda. Okay, so any of you that are still on here that would like to, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose it, keep it off, and it's not a diet. You're not going to count any calories. And no one was allowed to exercise on these protocols. But if you'll put that in there, now look, we're basing it on real science. So we've done this for 23 years. We've helped 600,000 people. We have the data on 600,000 people. And that's why if you tell us you're male or female, how tall you are and your weight, will tell you what you could expect. Average. And we're going to give you the low averages, not the high averages. Because the low average will blow your mind. I mean, most of you are going to lose as much weight in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. So who else would like to have me do a quick analysis for you? So male or female, how tall you are, and your current weight. Well, at least we got 5,000 likes. We're doing something right. Tap, tap, tap on that screen, everybody. Okay, Denise. Hello, Denise. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. So you're 5'5", 165. We'd want you to be no more than 120. That's 45 pounds. Denise, you're going to lose about 6 pounds in 4 days. Within a month, you should be between 147, 148. I would say, within 2 months, easily, you'll probably be about 120. You're going to be within 4 or 5 pounds of your goal in 2 months. And easily, you'll get to your goal by the first or second week in January. So tell me how excited you'd be about that. And that's with no exercise. You can exercise if you want to. You get free coaching and you're buying food. There are no products to buy. You're buying food. And that's what's so crazy about it. You're basically buying a month's worth of food. You're probably going to spend about the total dollars you spent last month. But only 30% of your food will come from the grocery store, and you get a grocery list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But instead of calorie amounts, you're going to get serving sizes. You got it? The other 70% of the money you have left doesn't go to your grocery store. It goes to these other researchers going to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and smaller quantities of food. And that's what makes this work. And by utilizing those foods and a new way of eating that I'll explain in a moment, they were able to detox, and they proved it was removing poisons and toxins from our body through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis. So this is not and in addition, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's safe and it's real. And we offer you a free website. You can see it up there at the top, The New Health Conversation in red, or right above our name, proof at in blue, see it in blue, The New Health Conversation. You can go to there. We will not contact you. The only way we'll contact you is if you like what you see, scroll down. You get a free consultation and a free coach the whole time. There's no gimmicks. We all got coached, and the coaches are all volunteering because they had amazing results, and they came back and said, look, someone helped us. We'd like to help somebody else. So it's a movement. The New Health Conversation. There's no products. It's not a company. It's a movement, and people are loving it. And we've helped 600,000 people in 23 years. We kind of know what we're doing, okay? So does that excite you? Denise. Okay, Jeanette, 5'5", 210. Same thing, you should be 120, 90 pounds. Okay, Jeanette, in your case, you're probably going to lose 8 or 10 pounds in 4 days. Month, you'll be at least 190. Second month, it should be 170 or below. Let's go 170 down to 120. That's 50 pounds. By the 1st of March, you'll be 120, Jeanette. It's not unusual. And the reason I'm saying, here's someone who only needs to lose 30 pounds. And you can see there, she lost 21 pounds in just 30 days. Do the math, that's 5 pounds a week. Now that's conservative. That's not the most we're seeing. This is the least average we see is at least 5 pounds a week. This is extreme. Julie, 35 pounds in 37 days. So that's basically seven pounds a week. And look at how much her body shrank. Look, she has no loose skin. That's another part of this because it's a detox. And the reason that you, I'm sure, would tell me that you have bloating, and the reason for that is your body, to protect you as we drink and breathe and eat chemicals, which we're doing, your brain takes those chemicals and stuffs them inside your, what's called your visceral fat. Your visceral fat's the fat around your organs, and those fat cells expand. Here's the good news. You don't add or subtract fat cells over your lifetime. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as burning fat on a diet or on exercise. And the body is capable, if you can pull the poisons out of the fat cells shrank, and that's exactly what you're looking at there. Or if you look at this woman here, who's the daughter of a friend of mine, or any of these people. If you look at, here's a 65-year-old man. Look at this, everybody. 40 pounds in a month. But look at his stomach on day 1. Look at his stomach on day 30. And also, if you go back and look at our first woman here, Kristen, look at her stomach on day 1, and then look at her stomach on day 30. And that's with no exercise allowed. They wore Fitbits. They never set foot in a gym. They didn't do crunches or Pilates. It was simply because she detoxed, those fat cells shrank. So it has nothing to do with body image, nothing to do with body dysphoria, nothing to do, that people, look, the overweightness is being caused by the accumulation of these chemicals. Yes, and also, okay, they're eating too much fast food maybe, but the real culprit here is we're dealing with these chemicals that we've created that are in our bodies. Does that make sense to everybody? Denise, thank you. And Jeanette, how excited would you be about those numbers? Plus, Denise and Jeanette and anybody else, is the fact that you can do this without exercise. They weren't allowed to exercise because they didn't want exercise to be an outlier. Otherwise, you say, oh, they lost weight because it was diet and exercise. No, it wasn't. It had nothing to do with diet and exercise. So you notice the lady commenting there, Jeanette and Denise, we're very privileged. That's her in the blue dress. She was on the cover with her mom of Women's World, the #1 women's magazine in the world, back June 9th of this year, a few months ago. And she's commenting about the fact I have abs and I didn't do any sit-ups. I'm 57 and I feel 25. I had the privilege to coach these 2 women. The daughter's a nurse. She lost over 50 pounds in like 3 months. Her mom lost 110 pounds in about a year, and they both kept it off now for 3.5 years. It's not a diet. And she's a nurse. And she's telling you right there that as a nurse, she's never seen anything like this. So again, Jeanette, what do you think about these numbers? How excited would you be about what I just shared with you? Would love that, yes. And Jeanette, now did you hear what I said? Here, let me make it even easier for you. I'm going to put it in the bottom, the new health. Here's the website for you to go to. And I promise, I swear on my kids' lives, if you go there, we won't even contact you. Now, the reason we won't contact you, how do we do it? Okay, miraculous, I'll tell you in a second. The way, yeah, her mom's 81, she looks 60. Here's her mom. There's the mom in the pink. She's 81 years old, lost 110 pounds, and they both kept it off for 3.5 years. It's not a diet. Listen, the lady in the blue, she's on here right now on the comments. I didn't know she was going to come on. We're really privileged to have her. But anyway, miraculous. I'm going to explain it to you in just a second. But I want everybody to understand, you can see it down there, miraculous in white, the new health conversation. It's a free medical website. There's no products to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof behind this, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the entire world. And he and his team are the ones that invented this. #1, it's the only protocol in the world that's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals, in the Obesity Journal, Frontiers in Physiology, in Nutrients, in the Nutrition Journal, in Frontiers in Nutrition, and Nature Communications, which is one of the top 5 medical journals in the world. And the study that they did in Nature Communications on this had nothing to do with weight loss. It had to do with our gut health. See, this is about health. As a matter of fact, this is the most advanced health, nutrition, weight loss. Notice weight loss is the third thing, because we know the weight loss, everybody gets excited about that, but that's not the most important part. The most important part of this, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis proving this is removing chemicals that are stored inside of our fat cells. That's, look at her stomach on day one. That's nothing to do with body image, nothing to do with body dysphoria. That's the medical proof she's detoxing. So again, for any of you that would like to find out, if you'll tell me, oh, Miraculous, sorry, I was going to explain to you how it works. So Miraculous, okay, all right, Miraculous, we're going to really help you. How tall are you, Miraculous? I was going to ask you. And then I'm going to tell you how rapidly you can lose it. Miraculous, brace yourself. You're going to think I'm making it up, but Miraculous, understand something. The New Health Conversation, okay? So what's your current weight, Miraculous? The New Health Conversation was started 23 years ago as a movement. One person. Miraculous, it was started by me. We've helped 600,000 people in 23 years. Miraculous, we know what we're doing. When I give you these numbers, it's going to blow your mind. 5'1", 170. Max we'd want you to be is 110. That's 60 pounds. Get ready, Miraculous. I would say in the first 4 days, you're going to probably lose 8 pounds. Here are how the numbers are going to go. Minimum in 30 days, 150. 60 days, you should be 130. By early February, you'll be 110. Miraculous. Tell me how much that would make you, how excited you'd be. And without loose skin and gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle and having energy through the moon, sleeping better. Oh, also on this, they proved it lowered inflammation in your body and my body by 25% in a month. People on diabetes meds, they had to cut their meds by 50% in a month. Blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides, all came dramatically down just in the first 30 days and continued down to normal levels if people had higher levels. It's not a diet. It's a way of life. Miraculous, how excited would you be about this? So imagine, Miraculous, let's just say Christmas is in what, 6 weeks or 7 weeks? All right, so I'm telling you by then, by Christmas Day, I'd see you walking in around 155. No, I'm wrong. 150, more like 140-ish, 145 by Christmas. Tell me how you'd feel walking in on Christmas morning and you're at 145. Could there be a greater Christmas gift you could give yourself? Remember, it's not about the weight loss. It's about your health. The other thing I should tell you, Miraculous, for all of you ladies, on average, most women on this in the first week lose 1 dress size in 7 days. Men lose 2 to 4 inches off their waist in a week. And no one, Miraculous, was allowed to exercise. They actually wear Fitbits to prove they didn't exercise. 2 more things, Miraculous, on the website. No greater gift than health. Exactly, Miraculous. And here's the free website for you to go to. Hold on. The New Health. And I'm going to explain to you how this works here in just a second. But I want you to understand. So there's the website, the New Health Conversation. You can see it in white right below your name. If you go there, we will not contact you. The only thing there is the medical proof. If you like what you see, scroll down and you get a free consultation and a free coach. And now here's how it works. You're going to buy a month's worth of food. The coaches will give you a grocery list because we have nothing to sell you. There are no products. There are no lotions, potions, pills, etc. So imagine you're at 0 food for the month. So now we're going to give you what you want to order. 30%, whatever you spent last month total, you're only going to take 30% of those dollars, and that's all you're going to spend at the grocery store. And the list that you're going to get from the coaches includes proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. Long list, but they're very specific based on serving sizes, not calorie amounts. Very important you understand that, okay? The other 70% of what you're going to spend, because you got 70% of your money left, goes to these other researchers who had physically gone to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand for over 20 years and brought back these foods with huge amounts of nutrition and very little amounts of food. See, Miraculous, one of the biggest misconceptions on the planet that somehow calories in, calories out is how you lose weight. It's a total lie. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. It's never counted a calorie, and you have never in your life ever been hungry for calories. The only thing you can ever be hungry for is nutrition. And the researchers who put this together are voted the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologists in the whole world. And they studied people in these blue zones, maybe Miraculous, you've heard of it, where a lot of people live to be 100 years old. No one's overweight, hardly anybody gets sick. and they have much smaller amounts of food, but much higher levels of nutrition, and they detox every couple months. That's what this is all about. So here's what they did. They had the foods now. 30% you bought at your grocery store. 70% you bought from these researchers. So you have a total. Now don't get confused. People call it the coaches. Peter said this was free. The coaching, the consultation is free. You're eating food. You're getting a month's worth of food. 5 days a week until you lose your weight. You're going to have 4 meals a day, miraculous. Yeah. You're going to start with these exotic foods around the world for breakfast, lunch from the grocery store list, dinner from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner. 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store at all. You're only going to consume these exotic foods around the world. But this time, miraculous, you're going to eat 8 times a day. You're going to eat every hour and a half for 2 hours. Well, obviously, no one was hungry. But these foods, what they were able to do by spreading that out over 12 to 16 hours, she was getting very small amounts of food and huge amounts of nutrition. Now, why does that matter? Here's why it matters. Because every night when you go to bed, as long as you don't eat too late, once your body slows down digestion, it automatically detoxes, turns on a natural mechanism in our body called autophagy, when the body gets rid of the dead cells. So in essence, they recreated this with this. And here's what they did. They did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, miraculous, and they proved this was removing poisons from the body, and that's why she shrank. Anticipate, miraculous, a full dress size in the first week, even if you don't exercise. That's normal. That's not anything special, okay? That's our averages, okay? And the other key to this is that hunger went down 60% in a month. People on medication, diabetics, cut their meds by 50%. And inflammation, which plagues you and me and everybody on the planet, came down 25% a month. None of these diets, these influences that are giving you nothing but a bunch of air. They're talking. They're telling you about like time-restricted eating. It's a total nonsense. It's no different than a regular diet. So whether you fast 16 hours and eat at 8 has no bearing on it. At the end of the day, it's about reducing the amount of food. That's what you're doing on all these diets. But they never tell you what you're doing that's harmful. As you reduce the amount of food, that's what you're doing on diets. It's not calorie counting, but you think it is. You're getting less food. You get less nutrition. The brain thinks you're starving to death and turns your muscles into fuel. That's why on every diet, miraculous, 25 to 40% of what everybody's losing is lean muscle mass. Does that make sense? Miraculous, this is life-changing. I'll tell you what you all get to do. Imagine a big button here. What does it say on the button? Do-over. You get to do your life over now, starting as soon as you can put this in your body. It's called protein pacing. We say the first day you put protein pacing in your body is the first day of the rest of your life. Otherwise, what are you going to all do? If you're honest with me, whether it's miraculous or anybody else, tell me, if you just wanted to lose 20 pounds, only 20, how long would you give yourself? Be honest. Pick any diet, any trainer, any gym, I don't care. How long would you give yourself to lose 20 pounds? Yeah, but you got to understand that Joe Cross Detox has no medical proof. Do you understand that? None. Zero. And the 30 pounds you lost, you gained it all back. It wasn't sustainable. Tell me if I'm correct, miraculous. Otherwise, I don't think you'd be on this call. I don't think you'd be, I would cry if you could get down to the numbers I'm telling you, which you can, of joy. I got it. Yeah, see, miraculous. See, everybody, what do you think? I'm making things up? I'm not making things up. What's so sad is that so few people are taking advantage of this. They're going by. They're not stopping. So all I can tell you is that this is designed. It's going to change. It's going to make every diet obsolete. So everybody that doesn't have the time to stop and, what in the hell is this? How does it work? Oh my gosh, it's BS. It's not real. It is real. Miraculous, you can have a completely different life. And you understand where to go, miraculous, right? Well, do it for yourself. Give yourself the greatest gift ever. And like you said, it's your health. So again, for all of you, I'm putting the free website at the bottom. If you go there, there are no products to buy. The only thing there is the medical proof. And if you like what you see, scroll down, you get a free consultation and you get a free coach. Does everybody understand that? That's it. Yep, you got it. The New Health Conversation. Yes, that's it. Miraculous. Google it. So miraculous. Are you excited? And you do understand. You're going to get a free consultation, and you get a free coach the whole time. Only thing you're buying is food. You're clear? Great. Who else would like to ask me a question? Or thanks, Miraculous. That was wonderful. So anybody else on here that would like to know about this? Now, first of all, the New Health Conversation is a movement. And what's happening is that it started 23 years ago with one person, and that person would be me. And we've helped 600,000 people in 23 years to lose millions of pounds. Millions, okay? Millions. And the thing is, it's not a diet, it's a detox, and it's the only protocol in the world for the new people. It's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So it's safe, it's real, and everything I'm sharing with you, and there's no products to buy. It's based on food and a new way of eating, and it was developed or invented by the top weight loss, nutrition, physiologist in the entire world. They created this, wasn't me. We're implementing it and showing people how to do it. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. So the new people coming on, if you'll tell me, if you want to, if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight safely and keep it off for the rest of your life. Just put it in the chat, male or female, how tall and your current weight, and look, we've been doing this 23 years. We've helped 600,000 people. We have the data. And if you'll tell us, we have real data, real scientific data, right? Male or female, what your height and weight are, we'll tell you based on 23 years and 600,000 people. We'll give you a pretty darn good estimate of how rapidly you can lose weight. I'll give you a teaser. Most of you will lose as much weight in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any crazy diet you've ever been on, or you are on, or you're thinking about going on. This is going to make every diet obsolete, and it's not a diet. It's a detox. Oh, Shazard. Okay, great. 5'3", 195. Okay. We'd want you to be 120 to 75 pounds. Okay, Shiraz, you're going to lose about 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. In a month, you'll probably be 175. Yeah, Christmas is 6 weeks away. You'll probably be close to 160 by Christmas. That leaves you 40 pounds to go. By mid-February, you'll be 120 on this, and that's with no exercise at all. That's normal. Well, look at her. She lost 60 pounds in 90 days. And we're only, so the numbers are very, very real, what I'm telling you. And this is average. What you're looking at is average. So how much would that excite you? Sure, I'm not sure. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Oh, Amanda. I'm 5'1" and 15 stone. And I've pitted OD. Yeah, I bet you do. Let's see. So let me do the math in my head. Sorry. So you're 140, 10 plus another 70. So 140. Okay, I got it. All right. So I'm going to tell you right now, you would want to be no more than 14, 10, 48 is 32, 12. You want to be around 8 stone. You need to lose 7 stone, right? The first month on this, you're going to be down about 1.5 stone. So to get down to where we want you to be at about 8 stone, I would say based on our normal numbers, Amanda, there's no reason by March you won't be like 8 stone. I'm not kidding you. It's normal. We see it all the time. Now, I want to ask you a question. You must be somewhere in the EU. The reason I ask, it's not available everywhere in the world. It's available in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico, the EU, and New Zealand and Australia. It's not available anywhere else in the world. So I just want to make sure. I don't want to get you all hyped up and then you can't do it. And if you are outside the continental United States, because with this, Amanda, is a free website you can go to. It's right here with the medical proof. And also, you get a free consultation and a free coach if you do this. Free. The coaching's free. And the only thing you're buying is food. Yeah, it's the only thing you're going to buy. So you're in the UK. All right, great. The New Health Conversation. So Amanda, if you like what you see when you go to the website and you scroll down and fill out the form free consultation, put in your WhatsApp phone number. Very important, because we won't be able to get a hold of you otherwise. We've had all kinds of troubles with, well, at least our coaches have. So they said, look, just tell everybody to put in the WhatsApp phone number, because they're going to call you, they're going to text you, they'll FaceTime you, and they're going to coach you the whole time. They'll coach you every day if necessary. We all got coached, and all the coaches are volunteering. It's amazing. It's a movement, Amanda. It's a movement. It's people helping people. And because they all had, the ones that decided to coach, their results were so extraordinary. They said, look, we would like to help somebody else. They want to touch somebody else. They want to help somebody else do this. So how amazing is that, Amanda? And how excited would you be about those numbers? And again, you can see right above your head there, the New Health Conversation. I urge you to go there, take a look. We won't Amanda, if you go there, we won't contact you. We don't do that. Makes sense? Good. So who else? So what we've been doing is this protocol called the New Health Conversation. It was started 23 years ago as a movement with one person, me, and now we've helped over 600,000 people in 23 years. I didn't invent this. We're implementing. We're showing people how to do it, because we all got coached. We all were trained to do it. And the coaching's free. Did you hear what I said? The coaching's free. Now, if you're on here new or you're curious, if you'll tell me if you're male or female and how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight. If you want to know, maybe you don't want to know. Let me give you a clue. Almost everybody on this, men and women, lose as much weight in 4 days as in 6 weeks of any diet you've ever been on. I understand that you're, hi Jeffrey, I'm saying hi. So any of you that have ever been on diets or are on diets or thinking about diets, this will make every diet obsolete. It's not a diet, it's a detox. It's based on detoxification, backed and published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. They proved through blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis that this protocol is assisting the body in removing the poisons that were stored inside our fat cells. That's why you all have bloating. So you'd think on a diet you gained weight and you've gained fat. Nothing that could be farther from the truth. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with the same number of fat cells, and thank goodness they expand or contract, which means you can shrink the fat. It's not about body dysphoria. It's not about body image. It's about becoming as healthy as possible by being able to detox your body. And if you look at someone here who only needs to lose, she only needs to lose 30 pounds. She lost, you can see there, 21 pounds in 30 days. But the thing to look at her stomach on day 1, the bloating, and look at her stomach on day 30. It's not about body image. It's not about body dysphoria. It's about the medical proof that the body is capable, if you give them the right ingredients, the right nutrition, in the right amount, at the right times, you can do this. It is a detox. It is not a diet. Any of you think it's a diet, you're already on the wrong podcast. So who would like to know for themselves, if you'll tell me, oh, just Lucy, I missed you, I'm sorry. 52189, okay. 52189 would want you to be about 115. That means you're going to lose 74 pounds. Okay, just Lucy. First 4 days, you're going to lose between 5 and 6 pounds. You'll easily, in the first month, you should be around 171, 172. Within 2 months, so that's going to be early January, you should probably be about 152. So 152 down to 115, that's 37 more pounds. Easily by end of February, you should be 115, just Lucy. Tell me what you think about that. No calorie counting. It's based on food. There are no products, lotions, potions, pills, and it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. A, it's safe, and B, you're doing exactly what they did. The foods they ate, when they ate, how much they ate, it's all laid out for you with the free coaching. And we started the movement, the New Health Conversation, which is the website, which I'm going to type in the comments for you right here at the bottom. It's free to go there for any of you. And if you go there, we won't contact you. The only thing on the website is the medical proof. And if you like what you see, then just Lucy, you can scroll down, you get a free consultation and free coaching. How much is the consultation? Zero. How much is the coaching? Zero. We all got coached and we have no products to sell, but people are volunteering because they had such outstanding results. They said, look, we'd like to help somebody else. Someone helped us. Every one of us, including me, got coached. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what's impressive. And the person who's commenting, just Lucy at the bottom, is in the blue dress on the cover of Women's World, the #1 women's magazine in the world. Her and her mom, this was the June 9th issue this year. Her and her mom did this protocol. She lost like 54 pounds in like 3 months. Her mom's down 110 pounds in a year, and they've both kept it off for 3.5 years. She's a nurse. She lives in Florida. And you can see her comments in the bottom, things like incredible, great information, peer-reviewed studies, the golden seal. Now, she's a nurse. What convinced her to do this was not me. It was the medical studies. And Cindy, if you don't mind commenting, as a nurse, are you aware of any other weight loss nutrition program in the world with 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies? And am I right, Cindy? What convinced you to do this? Was it the peer-reviewed human trial studies? You all have to understand nobody else has these. Nobody. And I would ask the question, a peer-reviewed study is as high as you can go in medical research. You got it? So if any of these people you're following on social media, if what they were talking about was real, they'd want to have a peer-reviewed human trial medical study. Does that make sense to everybody? This is going to change the world. So look, she's saying, no, this is the only peer-reviewed studies that work. You can't argue with the science. Well, I mean, some people try to. They come on here and say, oh, this is BS. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, let me introduce myself. I think it's about time. I'm not just some person up here talking. I've been a nutrition researcher for 23 years. I appeared 20 times on PBS, public broadcasting. I was interviewed on the 4 biggest daytime shows in America and did over 1,500 live lectures around the world and even in China, and also was a keynote at Autism One in Chicago, the largest autism conference in the world, 2 years in a row. So what I'm bringing to you is the nutritional scientific proof, not a scientific paper, not a clinical study, but a peer-reviewed human trial published medical study. This is proven medically, not advertising, see, the problem is you'll hear these companies, they'll say, we have scientific data. When you look at the study, they did it themselves. Total bogus, no way, unacceptable. And the misinformation that we're being told is crazy. For example, are you still holding on to the notion that losing weight is calories in, calories out? And I would say to you this then, okay, if that's the case, give me the medical definition of a calorie. Why are you counting calories? Guess who can't count calories? Guess who doesn't care about calories? Your own body. Your body has no idea what calories is. It's never counted a calorie. It doesn't give a damn about a calorie. It can care less about calories. The only thing your body cares about is what? Nutrition. That's what this protocol is based on. So when you look at her picture, which is the daughter of a friend of mine, so don't tell me, oh, we switched women. We didn't do that. Okay, just Lucy, 5'2". I already went over your numbers, Lucy. Did you have another question, just Lucy? Did you not hear what I said? About how much weight you could lose, how fast? And we'd want you to be about 115, which is 74 pounds. Oh, you didn't hear. Okay. All right. I don't know. Wow, that's amazing. All right. So can you hear me now? Give me a yes that you can hear me. This is just for you. Good. Okay. So I want you to understand you're not an experiment. I want you to understand you're not going on a diet. There's no calorie counting on this, right? But at that height and weight, based on 600,000 people that we've analyzed over 23 years, Used to be about 115. That's going to be 74 pounds. You're going to lose in the first 4 days, you'll be down at least 6 pounds. So within 4 weeks minimum, you should be about 168. Within 2 months, you're going to be down to probably 150. So 150 down, let's say, to 115 is 35 pounds. The 35 pounds, easily you're going to be 115 by sometime in February, maybe the end of February. I don't think you'd be unhappy. Just give me your comment. What do you think about being 115 by the end of February? Or like you could see by Christmas, I'd say you're going to be down probably around 35 pounds, something like that. So you should be around 154 by Christmas. Tell me how you're going to feel walking into Christmas Day, the present to yourself. You understand? This is a present to yourself. And the thing you have to understand, it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's totally safe. And everything I'm sharing with you is in the medical studies, which are on our website. And the website is free to go to. There's, by the way, sensors again, there's nothing to buy. There's no products. You're going to buy food. You're buying food in a completely... Denise, they come from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, and New Zealand. You must have missed that part. I'm sorry. That's where they come from. Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, and New Zealand. Clear now? So, Just Lucy, how excited would you be about those numbers? And it's sustainable. That's the other thing. I mean, I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Yeah, Denise, it's the other 70% that makes all the difference. Only 30% would be whole foods or organic from your grocery store. You get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. But the other 70% you buy directly from the researchers, not from our coaches. We don't have anything to sell you. Does that clear up the confusion, Denise? Sorry to be confusing. Good. Just Lucy, you're excited. And you understand, including you, Denise, everybody, you can go to this website. It's the new health. If I spelled it right, it would even be better. Conversation. Okay, hold on. I just posted it for you, Denise, and everybody else, right there. And Denise, I apologize for the confusion. I'm a little bit challenged. You can hear this morning the hoarseness of my voice. I keep doing throat lozenges because I've been doing so many of these podcasts and there's so much demand for the information. So if I'm a little slow this morning, I ask for your forgiveness because normally I'm sharper than I am this morning, but it bothers me that I can hear my voice is not my normal voice. But anyway, Just Lucy, you understand where you can go if you want, and you get a free coach. So anybody else on here, if you'd like to, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are, your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. Now, am I just making up things? Am I just pulling them out of the air? No. We have 23 years, the New Health Conversation. It's a movement started by one person. That would be me. And I'm not bragging. I had no idea what was going to happen. We've now helped 600,000 people in 23 years. So you're not an experiment. I mean, imagine that. Not 600 people, not 6,000 people, not 60,000 people, 600,000 around the world. And this is a movement that's going to change. It's going to make every diet obsolete, which it should. Diets don't work. Wow, we got 5,900 likes. Let's keep going, everybody. Let's get to 6, 7, 8, 9,000. Just Lucy, no, thank you. You realize that website could change your life, Just Lucy. You get that, right? I mean, if you're that weight by the end of February, I mean, how's spring going to look for you, right? Talk about spring into spring. So who else would like to ask me a question on this? Is anybody, and again, hello, Aries 602. So, oh, thank you, good hands. I got a heart. Timothy Holden, Brandy, Martha, Irene, Courtney, Lynn. Hey, thanks for the heart, Courtney Lynn. I just saw that. I want to apologize to all of you. I'm not a TikTok aficionado. I love TikTok. It's been wonderful for us. But as far as a lot of times, like I know you're giving me rewards, I think most of the time. So I realized that I hadn't scrolled down far enough like Courtney Lynn. You'd give me a heart. I just didn't even see it until now. So, oh, I got roses from Cindy. I got, God's Hands shared it with 10 people. Wow. So all of you, if you want to share this with people, that would be great. And also, whether it's just Lucy or Denise, or any of you, we have the great privilege this morning, wherever you are, actually it's morning in Denver. This magazine, Women's World, the cover, it's the #1 women's magazine in the entire world. And the mom and daughter on the cover, the nurse in blue is the daughter and obviously the mom. And they combined lost well over 120 pounds between the two of them. The daughter lost 54 or 54 or 59 pounds in 3 months, and the mom lost 110 pounds. She's 81 years old, and they both have kept it up for 3.5 years. And this right here, her in blue, that's the nurse. She's on here right now, Cindy Detox. You can see her at the very bottom. She's been commenting the whole time, and she sent me roses, which is so nice of her. But you can add, I'm sure if you want to put it in the comments, she'll give you feedback. She'll tell you, and she's a nurse, and she's seen the medical benefits of this. See, the key to this, everyone, it's a detox. Now, for the new people that are on here or coming on, do you believe you're living in a toxic world? And number two, do you believe you're toxic? See, the sad part is you're all listening to these influencers on social media. They're nice people, but they don't have one shred of evidence. None. It's all nonsense. Like they're telling you a thing like time-restricted eating, it's better than a regular diet. It's a total lie. The evidence, here it is from Harvard Medical School about what I'm talking about is this: you fast for 16 hours and eat for 8. It's nothing but a gimmick. Not because I say so, because you got people like Harvard Medical School saying this. Look, thank you, Peter, for all this information. It's truly amazing. It's changed my life and my mother's. That's very nice of you, Cindy. Thank you so much. But let's just see, all of you, and I don't think it's on purpose, but there's nobody on social media with one shred of medical evidence. And they're telling you about these great 10,000 steps, make a list, drink more water, go to the gym, keto, paleo, Mediterranean. None of them work long term. None of them. I'll give you the numbers here in just a moment, but they're miserable failures. And something like time-restricted eating, Harvard says, time-restricted eating, such as the popular 16-8 method, where you fast 16 hours, eat for 8, is often touted as a superior approach to weight loss and health compared to simple calorie restriction. However, the growing body of scientific evidence from randomized controlled trials and meta-analysis suggests any benefits from time-restricted eating are due to the calorie deficit it creates rather than the timing itself. So again, you're just being, I'll be nice, you're being totally misled. The medical proof behind it, it's no different than a regular diet. So you're being schemed. But the other problem is, I don't care if it's time-restricted, keto, paleo, whatever, diets are miserable failures. Here's Medicare. They're trying to bring healthcare costs down, right? Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers at Medicare reviewed long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether dieting is an effective treatment for obesity. The study showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. They said, Medicare, in summary, there is little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. What are you all doing? You're counting calories, you're on diets, 2/3 are going to weigh more than you started. The new health conversation is just like it sounds. We need the new health conversation. We need a new approach, which is based on 100% based on detoxification, not weight loss, not calorie counting, not exercising. So, again, who else would like to ask a question about this? Or if you want to, hello Martha, hello Irene, hello Timothy. So if anybody would like to, if they'll tell me, male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight on this. And you can go to, the website's free to go to. There's nothing to buy. We don't have any products. The website has the medical proof, and if you'd like to see, scroll down, you get a free consultation and you get a free coach. How great is that, everybody? And she's telling you, the nurse, all those things change, all natural, no synthetics. That's a nurse telling you that. That's not me telling you that. So again, who else would like to ask or have me do a quick evaluation? Unless you think that's fake. If you do, then you're on the wrong podcast. Then keep scrolling. But that is real. And I keep repeating myself because you need to understand it's published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. So what she's saying is, as a nurse, 35 years in healthcare, this is the best protocol I've ever found. That's pretty good for me. Oh, applesauce. Apple user. What did I get? Apple. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. All right. I'm 5'6", 194. Okay. So at 5'6", we'd probably want, ideally, we'd like you to be 130. That's 64 pounds. So Apple user, you're going to lose 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. By a month from now, you should be about 174. 2 months from now, easily you're going to be like 156, 157, which means you've got about 27 more pounds to go. That'll take you till middle of February. You should be about 135. So you tell me how excited you'd be about those numbers in that time frame. And keep in mind, it's published. What you'd be doing is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. It's totally safe, and we coach you for free. Did you hear what I said? The coaching is free. The only thing you're buying is food, none of it from us. 30% is going to come from your grocery store and 70% from these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And you buy those directly from the researchers who found these foods. And then they teach you how to consume it, because it's not just what you're eating, it's how you're consuming, when you're consuming, et cetera. And it's a detox. It's the most advanced medical research that's ever been done in history on health, nutrition, and weight loss. That's how powerful this thing is. Okay, then I meant if it's okay. Okay. Well, okay, Apple user, then you can go on maintenance. I mean, because maintenance on this is really pretty simple. You have the world's most perfect meal you can't buy, 30% of the food you're going to buy will be what you call whole food or organic from your grocery store. But that's it. The other 70% you can't buy in any grocery store. It comes directly from these researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And they went to blue zones in those areas where people are living to be 100 years old, no one's sick and no one's overweight. And some of the nutrients came from those areas. You're on the right track. But if you think you're going to do it with organic food or whole food you're buying in your grocery store, you're sadly mistaken. Because food around the world now in our grocery stores, even if it's organic, is becoming more and more nutritionally insufficient. Let me give you an example. A head of spinach, or a bowl of spinach. In 1957, iron levels, Cornell University analyzed iron levels in 1957 to 2020, and they said one bowl of spinach in 1957, by 2020, you need 20 bowls of spinach. So you could never do this with even organic or whole foods. It just no. And if you want to be 140, then just go on maintenance when you get your number and you can maintain it. But you have to understand, we're giving you the basis of DNA evidence over 600,000 people over 23 years. And these are from the medical experts telling you what they feel you should weigh ideal. Not good, better, or best, but extraordinary. But if you're happy with 140, well, heck, you're going to get there, I mean, it's going to happen pretty fast, I can tell you this. K-Mac, I need this. How? All right, so K-Mac. Male or female, how tall are you and what's your current weight? And I'll tell you how rapidly you can do it, and then I'll show you how you can do it. Oh my gosh, Apple user, 1,000,000% yes, that's wonderful. Wonderful. That'd be one of the best things you could ever do. But you have to understand that even your garden, your own, there's still acid rain, there's all these things that are factors that diminish, and there are ingredients in this that aren't in your backyard or in peat moss or whatever. That's why these researchers, well, they didn't go there, but other people did, to find these nutrients that only exist, say, in Mongolia or only exist in Tibet, nowhere else in the world. So you would simply supplement what you're doing with this. It would be perfect. Like what you're growing is probably going to be on the list of foods that you would consume, but only 30% of what you would consume. Isn't that cool? So K-Mac, I'm waiting for your height. Oh, 5'8", okay, so K-Mac. Sorry. All right, so we'd want you to be about 140, so that's going to be 104 pounds. K-Mac, you're going to probably lose 8 pounds in 4 days. Easily within a month, you'll be down to about 223, 224. By Christmas, you're going to be knocking on 200. And then from 200 down to 140, 60 pounds, KMAC, the averages by about second, third week in March, you should be at 140. KMAC, how excited would you be about that? That's with no calorie counting. And by the way, these people were not even allowed to exercise. You certainly can exercise if you want to. And KMAC and all of you get free, the website. How do we get the information? Apple user right here. I'm typing it in the bottom, the new health. Not only do you get the information there, and we won't contact you, by the way, Apple user, but if you go there, you see all the medical proof. Then scroll down, you get a free consultation and free coaching, not a gimmick. The coaching's free the whole time. We all got coached, and all these people are volunteering to help other people. They don't have to, but they're doing it because they had such profound experiences. They said, look, we'd like to help someone else. We're very blessed that the New Health Conversation is a movement. It's not a company. We don't have any products to sell. And in it started 23 years ago by one person, and that was me. And we've now helped 600,000 people in 23 years. Let's make you 600,001. I'm kidding. Do whatever you want to do. I promise, Apple user, if you go to the website on my kids' lives and my grandkids, we will not contact you. No, we don't do that. But you get to scroll down if you like what you see and get a free consultation and a free coach. And they'll give you the grocery list of what you're going to buy at the store or what you can take from your garden. And then the other 70% of the food, they'll show you how to order that, get it from these researchers from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. We have nothing to sell. There are no products. You're buying food, part of which looks like can come from your garden, which is great. But not everybody can do that, as you well understand, right? Okay, so let me go back up here. I missed some people, I know. Hold on just a second. So KMAC, are you excited about this? And then Coquit. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing your name correct. 572. Okay, so 57215. Again, at that height, we'd want you to be about, I would say 135. So that's going to be what, 80 pounds. And you're going to lose like 6 or 8 pounds in 4 days. You should be in a month. You're going to be about 195. In 2 months, you should be at 175. That means you've got 40 pounds to go. Easily by the 1st of March, you'll be 135. So Coquit, I hate mispronouncing your name. Coquit, I think it is, Coquit. Anyway, Coquit, tell me, give me a comment. How excited would you be? And got to understand, you're only buying food. There are no products, no lotions, potions, pills. No, you're buying food. And you will get coached for free. And if you go to the website and you like what you see, scroll down, you get listen, everybody. The consultation and the coaching is 100% free. There's no gimmicks. We sell you nothing. We don't have products to sell you. We all got coached. And 50% is what you're going to consume, and the other 50% is how you consume it. Do all of you believe, like CoQ or any of you, the protocol is right here? Apple user, it's right here. The new, hold on, I thought, see it? Tell me you can see it when I type it. I'll tell you when I put it in there. The New Health Conversation. Okay, hold on. All right, tell me, Coquit or any of you that you can read. I just posted at the very bottom of the chat, the New Health Conversation. So Apple user or Coquit, give me oh, good, KMAC, right. Yes, Coquit, you can see that. How about you, Apple user? Can you see it? And would you like me to give you a brief? It'll take me 2 or 3 minutes to run through exactly what you've done. Oh, how does it affect gastric sleeve? It will. Do you still have the gastric sleeve on? Because if you do, you probably have stalled in your weight loss, I'm guessing, or you wouldn't even be on this call right now. It can greatly enhance it, but you'll lose weight, I mean, at 3-4 times faster than with a gastric sleeve or gastric bypass or any diet on the planet. Good, Apple user. Please. Please. Oh, explain. I'm sorry. Like I said, Apple user, I'm a little slow this morning, all right? All right, so everybody, here's the deal. First of all, Apple user, Coquille, Denise, all of you, do you believe we're living in a toxic world and you believe you're toxic? I'm going to assume that's a yes. And what does that mean, though? What does it really mean? It means that you're drinking, you're breathing, you're eating what? Toxins that contain what? Poisons, things like herbicides and pesticides, and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardants. And as they enter the body, the brain, to protect us, takes those chemicals, those poisons, and stuffs them inside your visceral fat. Your visceral fat is the fat around your organs, and those fat cells expand. See, a lot of people think they gain weight, and then they talk about the bloating or the spare tire. They think that they've gained fat cells. Complete nonsense. You're born with a certain number of fat cells, you die with a certain number of fat cells, and your fat cells can expand or contract, thank goodness. Because on this, by detoxing, you're able to shrink your body. We'll get into that in a moment. So understand, that's our problem. So your weight is being controlled by a great extent by the amount of chemicals you have in your fat cells. And even people that think they're thin, there's a new term called normal weight obesity. And they did a study on 500 fit people. They did MRIs, and they found around the brain, the kidney, the liver, the heart, breast tissue, prostate in men, this white halo of this toxic fat in which the body was storing these chemicals to protect us. So just because you're thin doesn't mean you're exempt from this, because you're not. So the researchers who created this, you all need to understand, are rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They had done 100 studies over 40 years and had never found a diet. They were paid to analyze diets. In 40 years, I've heard a diet where people lost weight and kept it off. 2/3 of everybody gained more weight than they lost. And the weight that you're losing on any diet that they found, and they did the measurements, 25 to 40% was lean muscle, which is one of the most unhealthy things you could ever do, because as you lose lean muscle on any diet you've ever been on, your body uses your muscles for fuel, slowing down your metabolism. That's why you gain all the weight back. But much worse than that, by losing lean muscle, you also slow down your own immune system. So you literally are making yourselves unhealthy by whatever diet you're on. The researchers, knowing this, said we got to abandon calorie counting. Here's why. Your body's never counted a calorie. It doesn't know what calories are. And the calorie is, well, I'll challenge you. Does anybody even know what the medical definition of a calorie is? I didn't 25 years ago. So here we are counting something that our body has no idea what a calorie is. You've never in your life ever been hungry for a calorie. The only thing you've ever been hungry for is nutrition. That's what these researchers proved. So they went and got research from these blue zones where people live and be, like a lot of them, 100 years old. No one's sick, no one's overweight. And they were doing 3 things that became part of this protocol. 1, smaller serving sizes, but huge amounts of nutrition, and then detox every 2 or 3 months. That's what this ends up being. Now let's keep going. So here's what they did. They put a grocery list together that you would get from our coaches. You take it to your grocery store. You take it, not us. You buy nothing from us. We don't have a grocery store. And on that list are proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables. And instead of giving you calorie amounts, you have serving sizes. You actually have the serving sizes. Only 30%. So take whatever you spent last month on groceries, Apple user or CoQ or any of you, right? And you're only going to buy 30% of whatever dollars you spent. The 70% of the money you have left over goes towards buying these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand. And most people say it's about the same as what they spent, maybe $25 more a week. But look at the results. So those are the foods you'd be consuming, or she consumed. Then they invented a new way of eating that ended up in detox. So 5 days a week, you're going to have 4 meals a day. Yeah, you heard me, Apple user and CoQ. 4 meals a day. You start with these exotic foods around the world for breakfast. You have lunch from the grocery store. You have dinner from the grocery store. And then your last meal of the day are these exotic foods around the world. Then 2 days a week, no food from the grocery store. Here's the detox. You have no food from the grocery store, but you're eating, and you're eating these exotic foods around the world. But this time, 8 times a day, you're eating every hour and a half or 2 hours. Nobody was hungry. And the diabetics on this, no one had insulin spikes. Now, how did they know it was a detox? Here's why. Because they did the most extensive medical research that's ever been done in the world on health, nutrition, and weight loss. And the first thing they did, one of the things they were doing, they did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving this was assisting the body in removing these poisons. There's no magic elixir pill. If you fall for that, you're just wasting your money if you think you're on a detox with anything else. Because unless they have peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, it's just chatter. That's it. This is the medical proof. Hunger can be down 60% in a month. The diabetics in this cut their meds by 50% in a month. And inflammation, which plagues every single one of us, Apple user and CoQ, every one of us, came down 25% in a month. What about maintenance? So simple. I had those exotic foods around the world this morning for breakfast. I'll have lunch in a few hours. I'll have dinner tonight. So now only 3 meals a day on maintenance. And then every 2 months, I do another 48-hour detox. Why? Because toxins aren't going on vacation. Now, do you all understand the principle of your body being able to detox you every night when you go to sleep, as long as you don't eat too late? Your body all but suspends digestion, and then it turns on a natural detox mechanism called autophagy, when each night your body removes the dead cells. But that is not powerful enough with regular food to embolden our own body to pull these poisons out of the fat cells until this. And we've got the medical proof to prove it. So now, Apple user and everybody else, does this make sense? And Lee, it's not at the New Health Conversation. That'll take you to my TikTok site. There's no medical proof and there's no coaching there. You want to go just to the New Health, not at. So acknowledge that you understand this, everybody. Go. Oh, it helped. Exactly, healing in your sleep. Exactly. So Lee, it's not at the New Health Conversation. It's just the New Health Conversation. Does everybody see that? Yes? Good. So Apple user, does that make sense? Now, again, the coaches will go in more detail, and there's even more information on the website, including an interview with the #1 weight loss nutrition. Yeah, see, you're starving yourself no, it's wrong. You're doing something horrible to yourself. Sorry to tell you, Apple user, you just are. KK, you're in Great Britain. KK, did you put in your WhatsApp phone number? KK, if they haven't gotten a hold of you, something's terribly wrong, and I'm taking responsibility. KK, when did you put your request in? How long ago? Wow, last week. Huh. All right, will you do me a favor then, KK? When I hang up, when I'm done with this podcast in another like 40 minutes, I'll go there and I'll personally make sure you get contacted today. I'm really sorry. That's not, I mean, it happens, but it's inexcusable. Normally, our goal is to get to you within 24 hours, not last week. So you understand, go back to the New Health Conversation, resubmit it, and just make sure, put in the chat for me, this is K Alchemist, and I need someone to contact me. I'll get it handled. You'll get contacted today for sure, even though it's about, well, it's not too bad your time. It's like 3 in the afternoon, right? 3:15 about, am I correct? I think it is in Great Britain. But thanks for hanging in there, KK, because it'll be well worth it, as you probably have followed this. So now we got Mark, we got Shirley, we got Pete. Hey, Peachy. Oh my gosh. Hello, Peachy. Timothy Holden. Oh, 2:16. Okay. Is that what? So it's 7 hours. It's 7 hours, not 8. I was thinking it was 8 hours. Okay. Anyway, whatever. Go ahead and fill it out, and I'll handle it as soon as I get off here. Okay. All right. So who else? Listen, everybody, we're in for another rare treat if she'll do it. So, I've been talking about, if you've been on here with me for a while, Women's World, this magazine with the mom and daughter. So the daughter in the blue dress is a nurse. Her name is Cindy. But under the code name Peachy, the lady in the peach top, she's now on here, has lost 110 pounds. She just turned 81 years old about 2 or 3 weeks ago. She's 81 and she lost 110 pounds. I'd love for her to just make a comment. Peachy, what would you tell people about this? Hopefully she'll put it in the chat. No, listen, we have both of these women on this podcast. It's not a setup. I did not know they were coming on. This is the #1 women's magazine in the world. They live in Florida. I did coach both of them, but I had no idea they were going to come on. To have both of them on here, what a treat that is. Oh my goodness. So if any of you, whether it's Apple user or any of you would like to ask her a question, I'm sure she would answer it, but I think she'll just give you a general impression of this protocol. At 81 years old, to have lost 110 pounds in I think it was a little bit over a year, and she's kept it off for 3.5 years. And she's doing things now. She's not, well, I don't want to spoil her story. You can read about it also in the magazine. They actually did a huge story about the mom and daughter that was so incredible. And it came out June 9th of this year. Here's the article. You all can see it. And if you go online, you can still get the magazine, I believe. June 9th this year, June 9th. Oh, look, Cindy, her daughter's commenting. She has no knee pain anymore. It feels amazing. I'm so proud of you, Mom. She's a rock star. What month was that printed? June 9th, Apple user. June 9th of this year. June 9th. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's right on the cover. June 9th. June 9th. Actually, if you go to the website, Apple user, there's a little excerpt right up at the top with this picture of them. And then I did a short intro about what they did, how they did it. It says right on the website. And it'll say June 9th issue, 2025. Okay? There she is, everybody. Peachy, she's commenting. Good morning. I'm feeling like a new penny, down 109 pounds, no pills, no shots. So I was off by a pound. Don't hold it against me, everybody. Yeah, Cindy's saying June 9th, 2025. Yeah, Apple user. Isn't that incredible? I mean, she's 81 years old and 109 pounds. No pills, no shots. Isn't that great? It's just really inspiring, really. So who else? AS, you just joined us. Anybody on here, if you'd like to, if you'll tell me, male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, we'll give you. Now look, we're not pulling numbers out of the air. I started a movement 23 years ago called The New Health Conversation. There's no products. And we've helped 600,000 people in 23 years, including Cindy and her mom, who are on here right now. So we know, based on the data from 600,000 people, I mean, we're going to blow your minds. If you'll tell us, male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, we'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. And we set up a free, AS 411-255. Thank you, AS. That's nice of you. AS, we'd like you to be about 100 pounds. That means 155. Get ready, AS. You're going to lose probably 8 pounds in 4 days. First 30 days, you'll easily be like 232, 235. Second month, you're going to be about 205, 206. So let's go with 205. So 205 down to 100, that's 105 pounds. Based on this and what we've seen, now remember, AS, you're not an experiment. We've helped 600,000 people. I'm going to give you the least amount you'll lose in what time frame. So to lose that last 105 pounds, it would be nothing for you to lose it to be 100 pounds by May. AS, tell me how excited you'd be about that. With no loose skin, by the way. You're going to shrink. I'll show you, if you look at this woman here, this is exactly, you can see 35 pounds in 37 days, but look at how she has no loose skin. And that's proportionate. Whether you have 30 or 40 pounds or 50 or 100 pounds, you're going to shrink your fat cells. You don't burn fat cells. That's a lie. Anybody telling you burn fat is a lie. But the good news is you don't add fat cells either. You either expand them or contract them, and you want to contract them. So AS, how excited would you be about that? And I'm understanding, AS, you might lose 30 pounds in 30 days, but I don't want to I'd rather promise you less. And then if you do more, you're not going to be mad at me, correct? Would you say that's true? Yes, and AS, here's where you can go to find out even more about it. It's right here at the, hold on. New Health. And this website, we won't contact you if you go there. But if you go there and you like what you see, AS, here it is. I just posted it under your name. If you go there and like what you see, because there's only medical proof there, no anything. You scroll down, you get a free consultation, free coaching. The coaching's free the whole time to get you to your goals. And they've all volunteered their time to do this because they all had great results themselves. So, and the coaching's free. The only thing, AS, that you're buying is food. So if you took your total food budget last month, take about 30% of those dollars. That's all you need to spend at your store. You're going to get a list of proteins, fats, carbs, fruits, and vegetables to buy from your store, but serving sizes, not calories. The other 70% of what you would buy with the money you have left goes towards these researchers who went to Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition and small amounts of food by quantity. And that's what makes this work. You could never do it with regular food. It would never, ever work with regular food. So you understand where to go if you want, right? AS, great. All right, who else would like to ask me a question about, if you'll tell me if you're male or female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose the weight. It's not a diet. It's not about counting calories, and no one in these pictures was even allowed to exercise. So she's saying, that's the woman, the lady in the blue dress talking to all of you. I feel good, I eat good, I've sustained my weight loss now for 3.5 years. And her and her mom are both on here. The lady in the pink, she goes under the code name Peachy. But anyway, it's all really exciting to be in a position where we can make such a difference in so many people's lives. Yes, Apple user, you understand. I'll give you one example of some of the nutrients that are in here that wouldn't be in your garden unless you remineralized your soil. So it sounds like you're pretty up on this stuff. So you certainly have heard of trace ionic minerals. Now don't get confused with a chelated mineral. They're advertising them on TV. It's nonsense. There's no comparison between a chelated mineral and a trace ionic mineral, and here's why. A chelated mineral, in order for it to be used in the body, it has to use an amino acid to have it function. A trace ionic mineral means no cofactors. It goes right into your body, right? And there are 70 of these trace ionic minerals that we need, not just iron, calcium, magnesium. Those aren't trace minerals anyway. Things like gold and silver and zinc and beryllium and boron and selenium and molybdenum. We need 70, and in the best organic food that you can buy, Apple user, unless you've remineralized your soil, you get about 20. These researchers found a source with all 70 trace ionic minerals. That's just one example. See, altogether, Apple user and all of you, if you're listening, this would have collectively over 400 nutrients. Apple user, over 400 nutrients. So even if you're going to grow it yourself in your garden, unless you went to Mongolia or Russia or Tibet or South America, New Zealand to get these nutrients, they're not available at Home Depot or at your local garden center. They just aren't. They don't exist in except those exotic areas in the world. That's what makes this so special. Exactly, Apple. You're exactly right. And you probably would know too then, trace ionic minerals are called the spark plugs of life. Why? Because they're the cofactors for every enzyme reaction in your body. And in case you all didn't know it, your body's run on enzymes. Doesn't run on calories, doesn't run on anything. So minerals are really important. And like I said, the reason the researchers, now do you understand, Apple user, why they limited to only 30% of the food people would get on this, they'd buy from their grocery store? Because these nutrients just don't exist. So it's not a matter of could you eat more food and get more nutrients. No, if you only have 20 minerals, I don't care how much you eat, you still have 20 minerals. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, good. Well, we're on the same page. Who else would like to ask me a question? Or if you want to tell me, are you male, female, how tall you are and your current weight, I'll tell you how rapidly you can lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. Or not. Apple user, they show you, yes, they give you, yeah, absolutely. The coaches have nothing to sell. And obviously they can't coach you unless you have the ingredients. So yes, they do all that for you. Yeah, Apple user, it's almost like it's science fiction, but I always tell people just because it wasn't invented doesn't mean it wasn't possible. And by the way, Apple user, this was originally, the original protocol was invented by a diabetic chemist who many regarded as probably the greatest nutritional researcher, chemist in the world in the 20th century, died a few years ago. And he'd formulated over 3,000 different formulas for over 650 companies in over, I think, 50 countries. And he was the one that invented this years ago as a diabetic. And it's an amazing story. He was actually 25 years ago, he was bitten on the foot, right on the top of his foot, by something called a brown recluse spider. If you don't know what those are, everybody, they eat your flesh. And because he was a diabetic, it was even worse. And After 3 weeks of being hospitalized, and they put a PICC line in him with antibiotics, they couldn't stop the spread. They were going to cut his foot off. And he literally went and invented this to save his foot, and did, and turned it into this that's now going to change the world 25 years later. What's sad is he died before. He died, yeah. Brown, yeah, well, you know how bad they are, Apple user. In any way, he died before these peer-reviewed human trial studies only were available to the public in the last like 3 years, and he died before that because they take a lot of money, they take forever. One of the studies was started in 2012, 13 years ago. So it's unfortunate that he never got to see it. But I asked him one time years ago, I said, did you know what this was going to do? And he said, I had a pretty good idea. But there was no medical proof for years and years and years. We had anecdotal evidence. We didn't have medical proof until about 3 years ago. Wow. Well, I could tell you know what the heck you're talking about. That's why I think you're going to love this. You're going to absolutely love it. And look, we've surrounded ourselves. I kind of have a dream team of people that have nothing to do with the people that found these food sources. But one of my colleagues is one of the top oncologists in the world, and a molecular biologist. He's worked with two guys who won the Nobel Prize in medicine. Another one of my colleagues is the geneticist who discovered the gene that causes aging. The person who put together protein pacing, the scientists, they're rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the entire world. And they're really the ones, actually what they put together, and I forgot to tell you this, Apple user and everybody else, you also would get this, it's called the Blueprint for Success, which is what the researchers gave to the patients. And each one of these yellows are daily instructions about why this works, why it's safe, and why they would never recommend a standard weight loss program ever again in history. So Apple user, you're really going to enjoy. Of course. Okay, Apple user, let me share something with you about my real motivation. I have a lot of motivations. And although this is a sad story, it's, again, I think a lot of times, if you can, out of something really bad, something really good can come. And you see, Apple user, my own mother was morbidly obese my whole life. I never knew her thin. I never knew her healthy. Her name was Grace, and I loved her. It didn't matter. I lived through fat shaming when I was a kid. I saw what that was. And 25 years ago, before I became a researcher, she called me up one day, Apple user, and she said, you know, Peter, she said, I have one really big wish in my life. I said, Mom, what's that? She said, gosh, I wish I could just spend one day thin. I said, well, Mom, that's really cool. Well, 6 months later, my mom died of a massive heart attack and stroke. It broke my heart. I still miss her today. She was a wonderful woman. It didn't matter that she was big. Her heart was big too, and that was what mattered. And in her memory, I do this as long as my voice holds up. I'm now doing 7 days a week, 4 to 5 podcasts a day. And again, the New Health Conversation, I really started it in memory of my mom. Because, see, I was on death's doorstep, Apple user, 23 years ago. My cholesterol was 400, my triglycerides were 300, I was 40 pounds overweight, and I had a risk of a heart attack of 85% out of 100 within 18 months. And I had 2 boys in grammar school. I was pretty damn scared. And a friend of mine who played professional football turned me on to this concept of detox. I didn't know anything about it. I said, heck, I'll try anything. Well, in 7 weeks, I lost 40 pounds. And in 7 weeks, my cholesterol went from 400 to 120, and my triglycerides went from 300 down to 30. I've maintained it now for those 23 years. So I have 2 huge motivations. But the New Health Conversation is in memory of my mom. See, all of you, including you, Apple user, you get a chance to hit what I call the do-over button. And I would say it with all due respect, Apple user, to you and everybody else. People have no idea how bad they actually feel right now because they don't understand how good they could feel. Because Apple user, think about it. It's as if you're infusing your body with these massive, massive amounts of nutrients, which you are. And no food will do it, even if you grow it yourself. Like I said, unless you're willing to go to Russia, Mongolia, and these blue zones where these people, a lot of them live to be 100. Nobody's overweight. No one gets sick. I certainly want to put that stuff in my body. I already told you, Apple user, that the protocol has over 400 different nutrients that people are getting infused in their body. So is it any wonder that people feel better, have more energy, they're losing weight, they have vitality, they're sleeping better at night, all these things. And we have women with PCOS, perimenopause, menopause. Listen, Apple user, we have people with no thyroids. They had thyroid cancer, had their thyroids removed. And if you know anything about weight loss, not having a thyroid is almost impossible to lose weight. But you see, that's because it still is working on the old principles of calories in, calories out. It doesn't work. It's never going to work. It's never really worked. And I was reading earlier today, I don't know if you were on when I did that, Johns Hopkins Medical School predicts obesity apocalypse in 4 years. 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese, 50% pre-diabetic or diabetic in 4 years. And yet, what are all these people on social media telling you? It's the keto, paleo, Mediterranean, calories in, calories out. What are they doing? It's fool's gold. It's not real. Because again, if it was real, Apple user or any of you that are listening to me right now, they'd have peer-reviewed human trial studies. This is published in 10 of the biggest medical journals in the world. A, it's safe, and B, it's real, again, for the censors. The only thing we're teaching you is exactly what did they eat, what foods, when did they eat, how much did they eat, what was the timing. We teach you all that for free. We all got taught that. It's not a diet. If you think you're going on a diet, you're on the wrong podcast. It's a detox, and the detox allows your own body to remove poisons from you, and you shrink, and you lose weight at the same time. That's about as simple as I can make it. So Apple user, does that make sense? Now you know my motivation, and you know why this knowledge needs to get out into the world. We got to help as many people as we can. So I'm very curious, Apple user. I'd love for you to put in the chat for me to help me out. You're obviously very, very knowledgeable, I can tell. You're asking the kind of questions that most people don't ask unless they have a background in nutritional research. So the reason that, and I would ask anybody if they would do it, but what about this, I call it a poster for lack of a better term, but what was it that got you to stop, someone who's very knowledgeable, and listen to this podcast? So was it the before and after, 60 to 90 pounds, safely, zero diets, food, detox? What was it that got you to stop? Now, the reason I ask you that, because the New Health Conversation is a movement. We want to try and reach what you were saying. We need to get this message to the world. Part of it, I'm doing it obviously on TikTok, and I'm growing and growing and growing. But I always ask people, what was it? Because I keep wanting to refine the headline to get more people. Just stop and listen to what we're saying. We're not here to convince you. We don't have anything to sell you. You're buying food and you're doing a new way of eating. How cool is that? That's it. You got it. You got it. You totally have it. Right. But you came across my podcast, so was it just me talking? Was it the verbiage? Was it the before and after picture? That's what I'm trying to get to. And if it was just me talking, okay, that's great. But it was anything else that, caught your attention. I'm very excited about you going and looking. And also, Apple user, it's called 60 Minutes That'll Change Your Life. It's a podcast with the #1 weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. And he'll go into great detail, including talking about the shots. It'll blow your mind. And he's rated the #1 in the world. He and his team. They're the #1 people in the whole darn world. So I think you'd be fascinated by listening to what he has to say. Oh, good, Apple user. Good. Good. Well, I'm excited about you, for you. So who else would like to ask me a question? And anybody left, because my voice, I do have to rest it. I've pushed it beyond my limits. Excuse me. And I'll probably come back on again around like 11 Eastern Standard Time, because I'm going to end this podcast here in another minute or so because my voice is really challenged, as you probably all can tell. Well, I can tell. Sabrina, I'm a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books. You can Google me with some of the biggest medical doctors in the world. I've done 20 shows, well, on our public broadcasting. I think in Britain you have the BBC, I believe it is, right? It's the same equivalent over here in the United States. I've done over 1,500 live lectures in the United States, Canada, Mexico. They even flew me to China. I was a keynote speaker in Chicago at the largest autism conference in the world, called Autism One. And I've been doing, before COVID, I'd done 1,500 live lectures in universities and hospitals, and in towns all around. And thank goodness for TikTok. It's given me a new audience. None of it is my research. I'm bringing you the research of who are rated the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They put this protocol together, and we're making it available to everybody. There's a free website you can go to. And I'm sorry, I think you can hear my voice. I've been on now for 2.5 hours, and I do try and do 4 of these a day, but my voice, obviously, I only have a limit to how much I can do. So, but I'm going to give you the free website you can go to and see the interview with him. His name is Dr. Paul Arciero, and he is the #1 considered world leading expert on health, nutrition, physiology, weight loss, nutrition, etc. So hopefully that helps you, Sabrina. And the good news is it is available in Ireland. It is. It's available in the United States, Canada, Mexico, New Zealand, Australia, Puerto Rico, and the EU, and nowhere else in the world. So it's not available. It is available in the whole EU, including Ireland, if that helps you at all. So does that, is there anything else you'd like to ask me? Because again, my voice, I'm almost at terminal velocity, but I will tell you, I'll probably come on if I have about an hour to rest. So somewhere around, because your time, it's now, I believe, you're 7 hours ahead, 12:40. So you're around 2:45 your time. Am I correct? I believe that's correct, your time, right? In the afternoon. Sabrina, I'm here to help as many people as I can. Are you clear on where to go, Sabrina? Are you clear? Right here. Hold on. Let me put it again for you. And it's also, do you see above her head there in red? That's the website as well. But I'm typing it again in the bottom. Give me a yes before I hang up. I just want to know if you decide you want to go there, you can go. So can you read it? Sorry, I didn't post it yet. So you see it there, the New Health Conversation, Sabrina. That's where you can go. And there's nothing to buy. We will not contact you. You can contact us. And we do, the consultation is free, the coaching's free, and the only thing on this, Sabrina, you're going to buy is food. 30% from your grocery store in Ireland, and the other 70% from these exotic foods from Russia, Mongolia, Tibet, South America, New Zealand, that you can't buy at your local grocery store. We don't sell it to you. You buy directly from the researchers who did it. But they limit the countries that it's available in. That's nothing to do with us, because we have nothing to sell you. Does that make sense, Sabrina? Yes, it's right there, the New Health Conversation. So I would really encourage you to go. There's an interview. It's called 60 Minutes That'll Change Your Life with this #1, the top person in the world. Wait till you hear what he has to say, including about the shots, which I know you have in all around the world now, the GLP-1s. All right, everybody? Great. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to rest my voice now. Thanks.